Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Shield of Tomorrow. The hailing frequencies are open and we are here at Geek and Sundry to geek out over Star Trek because we love Star Trek and everyone loves Star Trek and hi. Tonight we also have Sam joining us from view screen on the other side of known Federation space. Hi Sam!
We miss you so much! Hi Sam! Hi Sam!
Sam's pulling an Ashley tonight, so
Hector,
Sam will be joining us remote via remote.
Huh? No, Sam's all mine.
You should totally just like taunt them with the pencil in front of the screen. Just like you. Oh no, reaching for the okay. Pencils are required.
Very nice.
So we got a ton of announcements to go through tonight. So I'm gonna go ahead and just start rocketing through them real quick. The first thing is we're gonna have giveaway codes tonight during the break for Star Trek Online. Yes. So stick around during our break tonight. We are going to be doing a lot of those. We'll be doing those across the social medias, but also big announcement that I was kind of hinting at on Twitter today, and this is kind of a segue into it, is that next Monday, our next episode of Shield of Tomorrow, wherever we're at in the game tonight, we're going to pause, and next Monday night is going to be our Mirror Universe episode. Dun, dun, dun. And you'll be back for that, right, Sam? Sam's going to be back for that.
I'm going to be coming back tomorrow.
Yeah, so Sam will be back, so we'll have Rue and whatever incarnation they are in a mirror universe.
Oh my
I'm picturing Rue the librarian. Like, Rue like the pacifist, sort of like, very calm.
Are you saying that our Rue is actually the mirror universe Rue all
dun,
along?
Dun, dun, dun. That's the whole plot twist I've been leading into. So the Mirror Universe episode is going to be our fundraiser episode to raise money for Puerto Rico. Eliza has some family in Puerto Rico. Also, one of the other things that I was going to mention is we're going to have some pretty rad giveaways for that fundraiser. I can announce a few of them tonight. One of the giveaways we are getting is the new tile sets that Modiphius makes for Star Trek Adventures. Fascinating. And I'll give more information on this because I want to give a big shout out when everyone's watching next week. But the gentleman who created these tiles is in Puerto Rico and actually builds them on his computer in 3D imaging and has been having to use a generator.
Oh, what?
So Jose, we're going to give you a big shout out next week on Shield of Tomorrow as well. Yeah, it's pretty nuts. Another big news, this is the big giveaway piece, is of course Modiphius is helping us give stuff away. The library bards are probably going to be giving away, I'm guessing, signed copies of their albums, so that'll be pretty rad. The big golden like goose giveaway that we're going to give away if we can raise enough money is Star Trek Online has only done this a handful of times in the, 8 years they've been around, but they are generously donating one digital code that will unlock every ship in the game.
What?
It will.
What?
Now, I don't think this includes the lockbox ships. I think these are all the ships that you can purchase from Tier 1 through Tier 6.
Oh my god!
That they have on the C-Store. So you can unlock...
How much is that worth? $1 million?
It's worth a lot of money. It's a couple $100 at least. Wow. It's a hell of a thing. I got super jealous when they were like, yeah, we'll give you this. I was like,
you're not allowed to participate.
I know. I was like,
no. I would be like, I might just sit this one out, guys. And like, just participate in the chat.
You're just gonna be sitting there on your phone, just like
make an anonymous handle, chatting online.
Eric, I thought.
Yeah. Hashtag not Lark Sage.
I thought you were gonna say that Star Trek Online gives away one code to let somebody become a Q.
A Q for one.
What you said was basically pretty much that same thing.
It's pretty. If you've been playing Star Trek Online, that's a big deal. That's huge. That's pretty amazing. They've only done it a few times.
You'll be shipping.
And it's not even what I asked for. I just said, hey, are you guys have available to give away anything? And they're so rad over there. They're like, I told them what we were giving away and why we were doing it, and STO was like, yeah, I have this. Wow. So thank you, Star Trek Online. Holy hell. It's pretty amazing. We are looking at late November for our play along because it looks like that's going to be enough time for us to set up the day, and we actually might have a full cast for it. So we'll have to see. At the very least, we'll all be there. Sam probably won't play. Sam will probably just be breaking things and just generally breaking things. Sam is a breakaholic. As always.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And
First pencil break of the night.
First pencil break of the night. Special thanks to Novos as always. Thank you so much for these rad uniforms. I went and ordered new pips, by the way. Can you tell?
Yes.
What kind of bunching
You're
up?
now an admiral.
I'm now a fleet admiral. I'm all glossed up because my pips
promoted
last
yourself?
week. What's that? Yeah, I just
He's
promote
the game
myself.
master. He's allowed. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
you do
guys
that.
had an NPC he created promoted.
I know. I just give myself stuff. I have a few gifts for the cast that have been sent. First of all, I'll go ahead and start with. There's gonna be a lot of walking around, so bear with me. I'm gonna start with Gina DeVivo, who Modifius has made.
Yes.
When they found out you were officially a member of our crew, they sent you your stuff. So I'm gonna come over there and give it to you.
Yay! This couldn't have come on a more perfect night because I always borrow dice from Sam.
There you go.
Yay! I got my own explodey dice.
Okay. So yes, you now are equipped. The next thing I'm going to move into is, this is nuts. So we got this from Kristen E. Start. I don't know if that's their full name, but that's their Twitter handle. Kristen_E_Start. It says, Dear crew of the USS Sally Ride, enclosed you will find 7 console upgrades. Please note that there are a slight difference between 3 and 4. 3 or 4 of them, as sources for the parts were challenging. If you choose to use the illuminations, a standard USB port for each is sufficient, and the output will last 50,000 hours. There are 8 specially engineered writing utensils available to you as well.
What?
Assignment is engineering log type personnel. I would personally like to thank you, each of you, for your service in providing adventure on a weekly basis, and a special thank you and extended thank you to your crew as well.
I don't know.
Look at the pretty note.
And they wrote it on this cool. So
Oh my gosh.
so Kristen created an L-Cars character sheet.
Oh my god.
Can you see that? So it's an L, and
hanging that on my
we all
wall.
get one of these. And she even sent wet erase markers that we can write on it. And on the back is the USS Sally Ride logo that the guy over there, our friend at STO made for us.
We're all
His name I'm blanking on. He's a friend of mine. I'm blanking on his name. Sorry.
I'm hanging that on my wall. Turn it on.
I'm gonna plug it in. I got a plug here.
Oh!
Check that. How rad is that? Is your mind blown? Is this not the coolest character sheet you've ever seen in your life?
Oh, amazing.
I'll never want to play any other game again.
I know. So
Suck on that, Dungeons and Dragons.
so we are gonna have to come up. So now we're gonna have to all buy those USB like power sources.
Yep.
So we can have like a battery supply, and we can write. Yeah, but
Wow.
it's pretty awesome. So yeah, thank you, Kristen, for creating the coolest character sheet.
Oh my gosh, I
for
tear fell
our
down my face. Like,
PCs.
that's beautiful.
It's pretty nuts. Do I have permission to turn on ambient ship noise? Are we good with that? Did we test that?
You can't hear it in the room.
Oh, it's already on? Okay, cool. We're just gonna have to imagine it tonight, guys.
Okay, I always imagine.
Sam's audio takes its place.
That's okay. I'm fine with Sam taking the
We
place of
prefer
just about
Sam.
anything.
Yeah, Sam noises are better than ambient noises. Yeah.
Also, a quick shout out to Chris McCarver.
Oh yes.
Chris McCarver made us these rad Sally Ride character sheets that we are now using. Did you see those? Sam, have you seen these yet?
No, I have not.
Yeah. Remember in the last episode we said that we were talking about how much we wanted to see a USS Sally Ride character sheet because Matt Myra came in here and made fun of the fact that all of our character sheets had galaxy classes on them. Well, Chris McCarver went and made us custom-made USS Sally Ride character sheets.
Thanks,
So
Matt.
Entered service 2371.
He's such a Star Trek bully, that guy.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome. They're very pretty. So thank
They're
you.
very pretty.
Awesome fans. My God. We need to. I don't know what the protocol is. I know critters chose their own names, but we really need to come up with.
Hands on the console thing.
I know. So I think that's it.
Speaking of awesome fans,
Yes.
There was an awesome fan. We need to know who you are. So DM me or write Courtney on Twitter because she's about to post some pictures. They sent me 24 cans of Blue Sky cream soda, which I'm drinking right now. So I don't know if I'm supposed to say the name of the company, but whoopsie doodle.
No.
But
It's all
I'm
right.
drinking it right now, and it is delicious. Thank you very much. So if anyone needs a can of cream soda,
A crate of
which
cream soda
Amy is
came
also
in.
drinking. So
had sip
thank
earlier,
you,
and it's
whoever sent
delicious.
them. There was no name on the box. I searched everywhere. Maybe I'm just oblivious.
Maybe they
but-
want to remain anonymous.
Ooh, maybe.
Well, whoever you are, mysterious stranger,
Yeah, can I get one of those? Are they?
I put a couple in the
somewhere?
fridge.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I
so during
want
the
one.
break you can grab one. They're very good.
During the break, I'll get one right now.
All right. Well, I think we survived our announcements tonight. I think we're ready to jump into tonight's episode of Shield of Tomorrow. What do you say, guys?
Woo,
Let's get some
jump.
Star Trek
Engage.
action.
I'm ready.
All right. Ooh, that's
Make it
good.
so.
That's good. Where have I heard that? Yes. Let's start tonight's episode of Shield of Tomorrow. Engage. I'm saying you can't do that. Oh, hi, welcome back to Shield of Tomorrow, everybody. Okay, so we're recovering here because Captain Martinez decided to run and go grab as many cream sodas as possible, and he did pretty good, I thought.
He made sure his crew was ready.
Yeah,
You know,
I
they
thought you
Might
did
not
all
be
right.
that cold because I just put them in a few moments ago, but they're
The
so
transporters
delicious.
were down, but we made do.
That's, damn it, Shiv.
Just gotta
What is
run.
wrong, man? Get on that transporter. God, it's like every 30 minutes. It's a gravitational anomaly. You can't.
I fused somebody's spine.
Something's wrong. You're gonna run level 2 diagnostic.
We did fix that. Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Right, Doc?
So.
Nobody's
Fix it, but we
looked at
don't
security
really
footage, but
know
Shiv
if
is
we
actually
can
down in
prevent it
transporter
happening
room 2 with a flash, just like, oh yeah, the transporters are down again.
Don't you make room, kill Shiv.
And don't make Rue kill Shiv. You guys find the broken body of Shiv just plastered to the outside
I'm
of the
the
hull.
only- he
where
always
Rue just
cut-
ejected the body out.
He keeps coming to my quarters. I'm like, look, Shiv.
No, you've got to hide me, Lark. You've got to hide me.
All right, quick, in the closet.
The commander knows.
He had it coming, Radley. You might need to have a meeting with Paylor.
All right, all right.
All right, sorry.
All right, so we're gonna get serious now. Yeah, so I sent a shout out to Twitter tonight. I'm like, shit's gonna get real tonight on Shield of Tomorrow, and like the first 30 seconds of the game is, Shiv is dead, and we're all just drinking cream soda, and Rue's on the warpath.
He's not dead.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Gina was gone for 1 week. No joking.
I was gone for
that
1
anyone's
week, and I was
dead.
like, don't, what?
Oh,
What
you
did
should
I
have told
miss?
me that. I would have totally messed with her. Oh my God! So I'd have been like,
didn't need
so
to.
last week
You
we
just
left
did
off.
it.
The nacelle had fallen off of the Sally Ride.
that I wouldn't have cared about. I just.
All right.
It's your nacelle. Take care of the thing. Wait, what? The nacelle from the ship. Oh, I thought you said a cell. I was like, I don't care about that.
No, there's plenty of cells. I've got billions of them. All right, so let's go ahead and start with the recap.
I don't know.
Last, did that get you, Amy?
Sorry, I had a lot of sugar on Minds and Crafts. Very sorry in advance.
Tonight, the role of Eliza will be played by Amy Dallin. All right, so a quick recap of last episode. If y'all remember correctly, you had decided to go help a colony that was in distress, if I remember correctly. There were some zombie Klingons, if I remember correctly.
Kansas too.
I remember
Kansas
that.
2 had a distress call. You guys decided to leave, the Sally Ride decided to leave the safety of the travel corridor to pursue and find out what had happened to its away team, which had gone silent for almost, well, it was just about to hit the hour mark. 24 hours is usually when an away team needs to check in. You guys were coming up on it with absolutely no signs of hearing from the away team, so you guys plotted a course for Kansas 2 and engaged at Warp 3. With the possible pursuit of a Klingon vessel of some kind. Of course, later it was revealed that there was, in fact, a bird of prey that had followed you to Kansas 2. More than one bird of prey, in fact. She had 2 alongside hers, so a total of 3 birds of prey. You discovered that a life form had been disturbed on Kansas 2 and that it had been causing havoc amongst the Klingon colony down there. You were able to finally rescue all of the survivors of Kansas 2, abandon the colony after you were able to save the life form, as well as the remaining colonists, including Kven, who managed to reunite with Tristan, Lieutenant Tristan, and with the captain's permission has officially come on board as a as a passenger, essentially, on the USS Sally Ride, which is pretty unprecedented. Klingon citizen is now on board a Federation starship and is trying to sort of like acclimate to this new environment.
Real quick question about that. What's the official Starfleet policy on that? Is this Klingon citizen seeking asylum?
Kevin could officially request asylum. Right
Okay.
now, they're a guest of Starfleet.
Okay.
At the moment, there's really not an official stance. It's you literally just request permission to come on board. It's almost like if this was a Galaxy class starship, this would be like having family on board. Now, that's not typical on board an Intrepid class, mostly because Intrepid class is a very it is a specialty ship. You're not broad-based. You're not a diplomatic defense ship like a Galaxy class is per se. A specialty ship like a science vessel like the Sally Ride, no families are on board usually. In this case, you guys have some room. Although you are racking up a pretty impressive. You guys are gaining crew members as you move through. Oh, what's this? Another package. I have yet to open this. It says, warning, contents are incredibly awesome and may produce excessive delight. All right.
How did you get Amy in there?
I don't know. It was just sitting here. It is a bunch of dice.
Yes!
It's a bunch of dice on necklaces and a letter. I know I was in the middle of a recap,
I
but
know what
Sam's
this
losing their
is.
mind. You know what this is?
I've been helping. I've been a secret helper.
Damn it! I just realized. There's actually a second package here.
I was wondering.
I apologize, everybody. Apparently, we had more stuff to go through. You were a secret helper with this. Is this what you were talking about?
Maybe. I think.
All right. Recap is pausing. We're just going to do this real quick because I want to make sure everyone gets their stuff in.
I'm glad I got that
it says
soda.
Eric and everyone. Why are the edges torn off? This is like Battlestar Galactica.
They're
I
very
like
much
it.
like it's like a scroll.
Oh God, I hope I didn't do that when I opened the.
Oh, I think
when
you
I opened
did.
the thing. I did. I turned this into Battlestar Galactica. I apologize. First of all, thank you for everything you do. That's very kind, including interrupting the game in the middle of the recap. You put on an amazing show. Every week that I get to watch for free, and soon you'll be moving into a slot when I'm having trouble reading it, where it doesn't interfere with my Pathfinder game. Oh, excellent! Glad we can help. I guess this was sent a while ago. Who has 2 thumbs and is really excited? Eric, I can only hope to be as good as a D. Oh, that's very nice. As a token of my appreciation, I made you these. I do have an Etsy store. Oh, rad. Okay, if you want to see more, I do. If something, something I kind of tore it a little bit. Sorry. Something, please feel free to contact me. But necklaces are special. They are skill and stumpy, along with. I'm sorry, I kind of damaged the.
Whatever you
strung
do,
along,
don't.
showing instructed with the 2 respected.
They're like,
These
the
necklaces
D20.
will
Oh, okay.
self-destruct in. It's torn. It's
Will
torn.
self-destruct. With respect to the system, they made the players roll nothing but crits and Eric roll nothing but 20s. Well, that's nice. Thank you again for an amazing show, and may the Sally ride forever.
Sally Ride
Carly
forever.
Scott. Thank you, Carly. I'm sorry I butchered your letter, but this is fantastic.
Thank you, Carly.
This is amazing. All right, real quick, I have a feeling I know what this is, and we're going to get this out of the way really quick so we can jump back into the game. This is for... yeah, that's what I thought. All right, 1 second, Dr. Throlo.
Ooh.
It's a football.
That's for you.
football.
It's a football. Sports ball.
Sports. Tell me of your Earth sports.
Yes, I don't. You're asking me?
We're real
You're
loose
from
tonight.
Earthish.
This is a loose game tonight.
Yeah.
We're real loose
There's
tonight.
a hole-in-one with a touchdown
Huh.
next to the goals.
All right, fellow Star Trek fan. What did they send you?
Wait, I need to.
Oh my gosh, that's what I think it is.
Air in a bag?
Oh my god, Andorians love air.
Yeah, they do.
It's like their favorite thing.
It is.
Ah, this is so well packaged. Almost. It's got
Don't
one
worry.
of those tapes
If
that has
anybody
smaller
can
tape
construct or
inside.
deconstruct, it'll be Gina.
It's the like really good. It's got like strings in it. Oh, I got it.
So next week's on Minds and Crafts, we're gonna open this package.
I called the engineer. Yeah, I got it.
It's the mug. She has been trying to get this mug to you for a bajillion years.
It says best doctor ever.
Best doctor ever.
Yeah.
Almost like it's a role you've been playing a while.
Get it?
Like in a doctor's office,
there
that's
a
the
note?
dorkiest gift ever. So uninspired, but here it's great.
Thera Explorer! It's from Thera Explorer, whose name is Ian, it turns out. I just know he was Thera.
Ah,
Real names.
that's what I thought.
Real names are fun.
Said, hopefully this arrives in one piece. Glad to see that Santa's mug and t-shirt arrived okay. Love to you all. Less than three. From Ian. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to say your last name, so I'm just going to say Ian at Thera Explorer.
Aww.
Thank you!
If you want to make Amy cry, send Amy sweet mugs.
Dude, put that cream soda in there. You're good to go.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Ooh,
All right.
Yeah.
So,
classic.
thank you
Classic
for
is
indulging
clean.
me, everyone. We are now going to jump back into the game, and thank you for that rad mug.
Glad we didn't skip that.
I know, me too. I just glanced over and I'm like, man, I need more gaming space. Oh my god, I haven't finished the thing. Okay,
So Klingon visitor, Klingon guest.
Yes.
We're
Klingon visitor,
Starfleet's
Klingon
cool with
guest.
it. We're not supposed to have family members on our ship, but whatever. We're out in the
Heck, you should
nebula.
just do
Who
the recaps
cares?
from now
We're
on.
in the expanse.
I made a couple of programs for Kavan. What's his name?
Kevin.
Kavan.
Kavan.
Yeah, just because, like the Targ puppy and stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, we showed him the
The
target.
puppy Targ.
So, after that whole event, you guys went to a Klingon space station, and essentially, over the course of a few days, you managed to evacuate the entire colony and save all the remaining colonists. That Candrass 2 has been since quarantined, and the colony has essentially been abandoned. All essential, like, technical devices have been removed, like any equipment that was high priority has been removed, but for the most part, the colonists were the big pull. You did earn a little bit of a thank you from the Klingons. Most of that thank you did not come from the military. It mostly came from the citizens and the farmers and the people who are not the warrior caste. They're much more interested in thanking people who are helping them, especially because these people felt like the Empire had abandoned them. So the Federation came along. Also going with you, by the way, joining your crew is in fact not only Tristan, but Tristan's team that you rescued off of the planet.
Science!
As well as you guys have also, a very somber note, have acquired the body of Lieutenant Commander Armand Panusian, who was the doctor in the lead,
Oh.
to be given a proper burial. But you have acquired his body, and I'll say it is being kept in stasis in sickbay.
What species is he?
He was human. Human male.
Who's the Andorian?
The Andorian?
new friend.
The Andorian's name is Lieutenant Sauce Thravier.
Saucer.
He's an Andorian engineer.
Neat.
Yep.
Sauce something.
Yeah.
Sauce Thavier.
Sauce. S-O-S-S. Sauce.
That's not how I spelled it, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Thra-
Tomatoes.
Thravier.
I'm gonna write
Thraver.
it. Still like sauce, though.
Yeah, me too. I did that as well.
So,
He's alive.
departing after having a begrudging conversation with the Klingon captain, who you tried to invite to dinner and who turned you down with a look, much to the player Sam's dismay.
Sorry, Sam.
Better.
You guys once again embarked on the safety corridor that was to take you to the Shackleton Expanse under essentially diplomatic immunity. You guys get to fly through space, through Klingon space. No one's going to trouble you as you're flying underneath this sort of treaty. Even though the Khitomer Accords have been broken off, this is being honored. And as you are a science vessel, you've been allowed to travel through Klingon space.
Question about that Klingon captain, just real quick.
Yeah.
Did we gift her with a bottle of blood wine? Because we
I think you said you were going to.
So she turned down dinner. That's fine, but I still wanted to maybe give
Yeah, that's
her
fine.
and her crew a bottle
We
of
can
blood
say that.
wine. Okay,
Yeah,
great.
because you had mentioned that right before we left. Speaking of which, where we left off last game was an incoming transmission from one Vice Admiral Brett Anderson,
Oh, that's right.
who informed you that Galron had made some pretty heavy demands from the Arcana sector system. There's a lot of territory the Klingon Empire feels entitled to that it wants to reclaim, and Galron has essentially thrown down the gauntlet and said, you will return these territories to us, or we will take them from you. Now, upon hearing this, you asked the Admiral, dead straightforward, Martinez, if he thought war was coming, in which he responded bluntly, yes. he was 100% convinced that the Klingons were just looking for an excuse at this point. And then the transmission was severed rather abruptly in mid-sentence. That was about a week ago. It's been a very quiet journey, an eerily quiet journey. There has been no contact with Starfleet Command, and any attempt to raise Starfleet Command on channels has failed. You have not been able to get any kind of communication out of Klingon space. Martinez, without having you roll, just as a captain, you would know this straight up. In fact, most of y'all would know this straight up, that if you can't get messages out, it means your communications are being jammed. They are not letting you communicate using their subspace relays to Starfleet, which can't be good. But for about a week now, you've had no troubles, and you are, I'd say, you're not far. Let's see. I'm sorry. It's been 2 weeks. You've been out of contact for 2 weeks with Starfleet Command. So it's been long enough that it's become truly anxiety building on the ship. There's an air of worry that it's finally hit everybody. Everyone's starting to feel a little alone out here, and you're in Klingon space. Captain, you and Rue have done a good job at keeping the crew busy, though. You guys have all done a pretty good job at running drills to make sure everyone's ready for the unexpected, because Rue would do that. You guys have been making sure that Jenny Plantface is doing just fine. You have noticed some changes with the interior of that shuttle. A lot of growth has happened. It's not just a simple leaf growing out of a bioneural gel pack that's been set aside and plugged into the power source of the shuttle anymore. It's actually starting to look like the inside of a greenhouse now. There are vines growing up, twisting around. And what's interesting to you, Dr. Throllo, is the substance of this plant creature. It does not resemble the same makeup that you saw inside the Genesis cave. In other words, it looks like it's adapting to this new environment, and it's like, for example, it has different pigmentations. No bioluminescence either. You haven't detected any signs of bioluminescence from the plant. Instead, it looks kind of like a healthy ivy plant that's kind of overtaking a shuttle at an alarming rate. And, just happens to be tied into the power supply of both the shuttle and a bioneural gel pack, which is one of the most advanced pieces of technology Starfleet has ever created.
I want to be discussing and running as much of this by Talon as possible as we go. Isn't it wonderful?
It is very fascinating.
I know you'd agree.
I deeply hope this plant doesn't explode the warp core of that shuttle. That would be so unfortunate.
Yes, it doesn't look like Jenny has grown into the systems itself. It almost looks like the bioneural gel pack is essentially the soil from which it's growing outwards. It doesn't look like it's breaking through the hull or anything like that, or anything nefarious. It looks like it's just covering the interior of the ship.
I would also, as the plant goes by, my priorities are to, see if we can keep it alive, but also to see if, because it seemed as if we were able to communicate with it back in the cave. So I'm looking out for this new form to appear to be able to communicate, if possible.
It's to your frustration, Doctor, there has been no sign of communication from this creature. It's raised a lot of interesting questions. Will it be the same creature?
Yeah.
Does it remember what happened in the cave? Will it know who you are? Is it intelligent at all? Does it have that time? But what you do know is, because of the matrix of the Genesis at work inside of this plant, it is evolving and growing at an exponential rate in a place where plants should not be able to grow. And what the implications of that are both fantastic and possibly concerning. You don't know exactly what it is you've got on board your ship, but I will say that it's a biological marvel. And some of the research that you're turning up by watching the cells of this plant regenerate and form and mutate and adapt, it's unlocking some pretty fascinating, I would say, it's unlocking some pretty interesting parallels between behaviors of Borg nanite cells. In other words, it's adapting at the same levels, the same speed, it doesn't look evasive at all. Whereas Borg nanite cells literally invade cells and destroy them or mutate them and convert them. These cells simply continue to replicate, and when a cell dies, you've noted that other cells will immediately swarm a dead cell and create a new cell from the body of the dead cell. The next stage to find out the nature of this stuff, you're getting to the point where you can only run so many tests without a biopsy of some kind. I'm going to guess that Throlo is not willing to take that next step unless you want to. But it's a plan. You don't know what the implications are. Clipping a leaf off may do nothing at all.
Eric, Commander Rue brought up some valid concerns. Remind me again, who's the point person on that project? Is it Dr. Shishiros? Is it Lieutenant Commander Talon?
From my understanding, Throlo was like Dr. Shishiros was the point person on it. It was kind of your personal project, but you were being backed up by both Talon and Ren. Is that correct?
And yes, we've all been working on it together. I have a strong emotional connection. We originally took it to sick bay because it seemed to be dead. But like, it does seem as if it is, like, I've tried to work closely with you because it does seem like technically this is your department, but you're probably so far letting me stay involved and help because I have kind of an emotional stake in this. And because Starfleet took all my stuff.
Right, I think that's, from what I remember, it was, I think the captain wanted to make sure that you got to work on this before all the shit hit the fan.
If it hasn't been officially stated, I will go ahead and assign Dr. Shishiros as the official point person, but by being backed up from Chief Ren, Lieutenant Commander Talon, because I think I still consider the life form your patient. So that's why I'm going to go ahead and, you know, and this whole time we'll be asking for updates and we'll be checking in and making sure that Lieutenant or Commander Rue's concerns are not coming to fruition. So cool, everything good?
All of this is official in the sense that there's very little, if not no, paperwork because this is really just wink and a nod from Starfleet. Oopsies.
That's something you don't want to leave paperwork on.
Although I am writing everything down.
I will say that...
by paperwork we mean a digital trail, but we all know that on the Sally Ride there actually is paperwork.
There is paperwork.
The commander, so like there's actually paperwork.
Yeah.
And that's easier to, you know, keep on the down low than...
I will say that...
The encryption is very secure of that book in my room.
It's hidden under a mattress.
Despite the love the crew has for the simulated Targ you have on the holodeck that any crew can access at any point if they want to play with a giant freaking Targ from hell. Jenny McPlantface, or is it just Jenny Plantface? You have to remind me. Jenny Plantface.
Jenny McPlantface. You can put a Mick in it. I mean,
I'm Irish Scottish.
That's right. It's an Irish plant.
So Jenny has become something of. It was inevitable, Captain, that word was going to get out that you had this creature on board that Starfleet did not want. Oops! Oh, look, guys. Well, we're already out here in space. We might as well just keep feeding it. And so the crew has kind of gone along with it happily. And slowly but surely, Jenny has become something of a mascot for the Sally Ride. Every crew member on board has slowly adopted a serious interest in making sure that Jenny is healthy. Everyone seems very fascinated by the growth of the creature. Especially because the stories of your encounter with the creature has led everyone to sort of have the same attitude towards it as Dr. Shishiros here. So while you are definitely emotionally connected to it, the whole crew's basically rooting for you. Every now and then, when a crew member goes off duty, they'll just swing by the shuttle bay just to check in and see how it's going.
I have a logistical question.
Yeah.
What number of personnel are inputting logs that are actually going directly to Starfleet? I know that the captain is doing that. Are other senior officers doing that as well to keep Starfleet updated with what's going on? Because my concern is this. I don't want to let the crew know that the reason that Ginny McPlantface, we're calling her Ginny now, not even Jenny, it's Ginny.
Ginny
McPlantface. That sounds Irish Scottish enough.
Ginny?
Ginny McPlantface.
You know where Ginny came from, right?
Where?
the Aux crew created the name Ginny.
Oh, right.
Oh, perfect.
Because
They created
Genesis.
plant.
Genesis.
They also plant face was the original name of the plant was plant face by the Aux crew.
Yeah.
But the auxiliary crew also came up with Jenny because of Genesis.
Yeah.
So,
I was
Jenny
expecting
plant.
that's
I
going.
thought Sam did.
Oh, is it Sam?
Yeah,
Did you come up with that,
I
Sam?
think Sam came up with Genesis.
Yep.
Ginny.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
So
Sam,
because-
I guess I'll be hearing
because
from your lawyer when you. Yeah. All right.
Because of
Oh, they're
its
on their way already. Don't worry.
Oh, okay.
because of Ginny's origins in the Genesis project. How much of the USS Sally Ride's crew is aware of that? How much of that are they trying to keep also hush hush?
Sure.
Or like I worry that they will be writing back to their loved ones. Oh yeah, this plant we found. Something
Don't tell
to do, you know.
Starfleet Intelligence, sweetie. But
And then Starfleet Intelligence will pick up on that, and then it'll
so
come back
here's
to
what
us.
your crew knows. The crew definitely is aware that whatever the life form is, it was something that you made a call on that command may not have been approving of. They also know that it's attached to at least they know that it's at least part of the reason why Shasiros's med bay was cleared out, and they also know that but they don't know about the Genesis planet.
Okay.
They don't know about any of that
Good.
stuff that happened. That's all high level stuff.
I think that was only your senior staff that knew any of that.
There's
Yeah,
anything
senior
that
staff is
Captain,
kept aware.
So anything that Captain Martinez believes in, it's definitely plausible deniability. So I don't want my crew to know things that could get them in
No,
trouble.
your
if
crew
I-
doesn't.
Maybe we
Your crew
spell
doesn't
it
actually.
with a J for Jenny.
Yeah.
Plausible deniability slightly
Yeah,
harder.
everyone knows it's GEN, but you have just J.
No reason.
Yeah,
Starfleet just has a search out in the galaxy, like anything that pops up GEN, we're on it.
the
The entire
one.
field of genetics goes nuts.
Yeah. The one person that has not been adapting too well has been Lynn Zadis. Lynn has become increasingly antisocial. He has not resumed his duties in engineering, and for the most part is barely seen out of his quarters. He's currently refusing counseling, saying he's fine, he just needs some time to adapt. But the chief engineer that you all drank with on Starbase 1 that fateful day before you took Sally Ride out for her first pleasure cruise that we're not going to talk about.
It never happened.
There's no sign of that, Lynn Zadis. Zadis seems to be very somber now. And when he is out of his quarters, he is in the galley. Usually sitting by himself, but when people come by and says hi to him, he forces a smile and is polite to everybody. The few times that you have met him, Ren,
I don't really go near him.
Yeah,
I've met him.
There's some scarring,
Yeah.
and he's not dealing with it.
Yeah.
I have like a data pad of all the programs that he was in, all the projects and stuff he was working on before his death, disappearance, like the poker program we were making for her, Dr. Thurlow and stuff. But
He hasn't touched any of them.
Yeah.
What does he like to drink? What's his favorite alcoholic beverage?
He hasn't been drinking much.
Well, what is his favorite? Do I remember? What can I recall from?
He seemed to be actually quite fond of the cream soda that Sage had brought to you guys.
Yeah,
Drink
he
one
was.
with me.
Yeah.
All right.
So I wouldn't feel left out not drinking alcohol.
Once a week, I'm going to bug him once a week, and I'm going to bring some cream soda to his quarters and try to basically impose and try to demand just 30 minutes of sitting there and saying nothing with cream soda, and then I'll leave him alone. Well, at least once a week.
Well, that's a scene. So we'll start this off with you pressing the button on Zadis's quarters. A few moments will pass before he finally comes to the door, but when he does, he's wearing civilian clothes, and he looks a little surprised when he sees you, and he says, "Oh, Captain, would you like to come in?"
Yes, please. And I'm technically off of Alpha shift right now, so.
Oh, great. Yeah, come on in.
Great. I brought some cream soda. If that's okay.
Yeah, no, that's great. I like cream soda.
Great.
It's been a while since I've had any.
Nuh-uh. I gave you one right when you got back. Just kidding. I'm not here right now.
Well, luckily for you, Lynn, there's an infinite supply of cream soda on the ship.
That's great.
Yeah. Can I have a seat here at your desk? Is that all right?
Yeah, go ahead. Sure.
I just wanted to stop by and just stop by. That's all. This visit isn't any sort of official. Don't worry about it. There's nothing pressing or anything. I just wanted to come and bring you some cream soda. This is actually not replicated, by the way. This is part of Sage's personal supply that she donated to me. So, yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Are you bluffing, Martinez?
I don't know. Look, do you have a
Do I have a brewery now? Like, what's going on?
of non-replicated cream soda?
In my own lab, like.
Yeah.
Sure. Why not? I mean, I could have replicated like a soda machine, right? In my quarters.
Actually, yeah, you could.
Well, then it's still replicated
If
cream
anyone's
soda.
gonna have one,
You could totally.
but no, like I'd have to like put the ingredients and mix it.
Yeah, that's true.
It'd be like a science experiment. I guess I have nothing else to do. It's been a quiet 2 weeks.
Sure.
Engineering.
Yeah, it has been a quiet 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Mark, you like cream soda enough. Of course you have.
I
brew your
definitely
own, right?
made my own recipes to it because they're
I got
never.
some of that
It's
stuff.
either not creamy enough, not bubbly enough. You know, again, there's
A project that
science.
combines cream soda and engineering.
Yes.
It is the literally most Sage.
It's perfect.
Into
Lynn,
soda.
she donated this, Lynn.
Okay.
So this is yours. This is yours.
Zadis just says, oh. Yeah. Sure, yeah, I'll try that.
It's an interesting
She
combination.
just takes it and.
Yeah.
Oh man, replicated makes such a difference.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, it is. I'll pass along your compliments to the chef.
Yeah, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Jiv is great.
Yeah.
The Lieutenant Commander really knows his stuff.
Sure.
I spoke to him briefly. I guess he was part of the team that helped design the new advanced warp cores in the Intrepid class. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Why is he always angry?
I think it's a Tellarite thing.
Oh, that would make sense.
It's just, that's like asking why is Talon always
Talon.
Talon, right? Why does she always make sense? It's just like a Vulcan thing.
Yeah.
So, but no, yeah, he's good.
I heard that. You guys have a holotarg now.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we do.
Did Courtney James take over for me after I took off?
For a little bit, yeah. And then
Where's she at now?
She was transferred when we were at Starbase. I want to say 451. I want to say, but
We're all looking through it.
Sam is signing to you right now.
Courtney James,
Went to the Thunder Child at 138.
Thunderchild.
She's on the
at
Thunder
138.
Child with Dodd Voslo.
Got it right here. I am actually looking at it. That's right.
Starbase 138.
I admire players who take notes. I never take notes. Gina, do you take notes?
I do, but they're almost never in any order that I can read them.
Yeah. So you just go back and you're like, huh.
I've
guess I
been
was
trying to
hungry.
be good and like actually follow the lines on my paper now, but normally it's just like right.
Mine's all,
Here's
like,
a
random.
keyword, and I'm like, why does that say ranch?
In D&D, I always play wizards and such, but I never take notes. It makes no sense. I should be playing a fighter who doesn't care. I should be the grog of the group. I should just not. Anyway, sorry. Tangent.
It's all here in my captain's
That's
log.
cool. Your captain's log. That's rad.
Thank you, Sam.
So,
Yeah, Courtney James, Chief Engineer of the Akira class, USS Thunderchild,
oh yeah,
That's
the
back when we
Akira
were-
class.
Starbase 138. Yeah. Yeah, a lot's changed since you've been away, Lynn. So.
By the way, just so, because this never got actually revealed to you guys, but the process in which Zadis was taken from you was a transporter trick. The blast was a series of photons, holograms, and a well-timed transporter beam that simulated the disintegration of Zadis.
Okay.
And Zadis in his debriefing revealed that is how a lot of the Orion crime syndicate will this is good intelligence for you guys too.
Dispose of somebody?
That's how they
Yeah.
get. That's how they press gang somebody who's high profile, so that no one will come looking for them. And that's how they bagged themselves a highly experienced Starfleet officer, which is worth a lot more money than some of the stuff that they were selling.
My sadness.
There's an awkward silence that kind of sits between the two of you, and he just says, "So Klingon space, that's They're not our friends anymore, I guess.
It's complicated. Yeah.
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 Well, thanks for stopping by, Captain.
Yeah.
I should probably get some rest. He gets up abruptly.
You should. Linda, I'm sure that you've already figured this out, but while you were gone, it's been really tough on the crew, and it was especially tough on me as well. I'm sure it can't compare to what it was that you went through.
I'll be all right.
I just want you to know, and this is just Raphael speaking, I am incredibly happy that you're okay and that you're back. And in my ideal world, you'd be back doing your job because you're really good at your job. But more importantly than that, Lind, I want you to be okay. I want you to be okay, and I want you to do whatever it is that you want in your life. And if there's anything that I can do to help you achieve that, I'm going to be more than happy to do it. So, that's all. So just, I'm glad to have you back, man. Just do what you have to do. Take your time. I'm here for you. We're here for you. Or not. It's whatever you want.
He moves over to his bedside and he opens up a drawer and he looks at something and he comes back over to you and says, "I'm glad you said that, sir." And he hands you his comm badge.
No.
He says, I can't do it.
It's okay.
I think whenever we make it back to our neck of the woods, I think I'm going to stay planetside for a while.
I wish that I could get you back there sooner, but obviously this is...
No, it's okay. No, I totally understand. And look, I know this isn't a pleasure cruise, and even though I'm resigning, I am a skilled engineer, sir, so
yeah.
If things get heated, I don't feel like you can't call on me.
Look, you... I appreciate that, because Starfleet is really good at hiring the right people. We have a lot of great people on this ship, but I am keenly aware that you're also on the ship too, Lynn. So, yeah, let's hope it doesn't come to that. What I'm saying, I'm trying to give you a compliment here with your skills. Yeah. We'll be fine, but yes, of course, I wish I could get you back planetside sooner, and I also hope that we can remain friends. Whatever it is that you want to do. So.
Thank you for coming for me.
Yeah. All right, I should probably head back to whatever it was I was doing. All right, see you later, Lynn.
Good night, and thank Ensign Sage for the
soda. Sure. You got it.
He closes. Door closes behind you. An ensign walks by and nods to you respectfully. It's a quiet hum of the engines as you're standing in the hallway.
Okay. Back to my quarters.
We are going to cut up to the bridge. Talon? You see the display on the console in front of you begins to detect an incoming transmission. Very faint. Sally Ride's passive sensors are detecting it, but it doesn't look like... It looks like the communication station, like, for example, Lark or Wren. It would look like background noise, but you're detecting some kind of signal.
Can I tell what, who it is from? What,
Let's find out.
All right.
Point of order, if this is a new game, are we at 0 momentum? Or
you are at 0 momentum!
Oh, we had 5 last time for the record.
Yikes.
Oh,
we need our little momentum.
Oh,
no.
No.
There's a lot happening.
But if it makes you feel any better, I'm at 0 threat.
That makes us feel
that
great.
does.
That actually helps a lot.
Yeah.
However, I'm not going to fix that. Because
What?
you guys are in Klingon space, and there should be quite a bit of threat. Ooh, we got whispers?
Yeah, I know.
No, not whispers. We need momentum.
You're giving. I'm giving. Oh yeah. Oh.
Yeah,
oh.
we
I
literally
thought Hector
don't
was
have
coming over
any
here to be
momentum.
nice to me.
No.
He's here to be nice to us.
But I'm giving you the
What
momentum
the? A
tokens.
board cube? Oh no!
God, I was gonna keep that a secret until Sam came back.
Shit.
You have a whole board cube.
It's a family reunion, Sam.
The immortal words of data.
Stuff, Eric.
So many breaking things.
Yeah, I gotta re-up my pencils.
Yeah.
Already?
We were not together tonight, were we?
I messaged you guys
Cool.
on Facebook
Oh, wait,
about
wait,
how
wait,
I
wait,
thought
wait,
I
wait,
wouldn't
wait.
bring enough with that big pile.
Yeah. Have you gone
I
through?
was legitimately running down.
Oh my goodness.
Ah!
Incoming Martinez.
Incoming.
Captain, it's so good to see
Signal's
you.
Martinez. He's in space for some reason.
Oh my gosh! You're looking out your quarters window and you just see Martinez float by with a cream soda just keeps going.
Jeans on.
Thank
All
you.
Grab that one. Nice.
Okay, so I will go ahead and alert you guys that I am starting the game off with a little bit more threat than usual because of the situation.
I'll pull a Jackson and go, awesome.
Awesome!
Hey, what's tonight's episode called?
Fantastic. What's
Oh,
that?
I know that. 'Cause I
Tonight's-
saw it on Twitter.
I can tell you the episode name. The name of tonight's episode is The Way Is Shut.
The way
What?
is shut.
What?
The way is shut.
Oh,
Dead human.
I don't like that.
It sounds creepy.
does.
And
it's Halloween or
everybody in
something.
chat who guessed that was a Lord of the Rings reference, gain a momentum. Well done.
Oh snap.
Aw, snap.
We getting momentum?
Wait, dude.
No, not you.
Oh.
You suffer without momentum.
Maybe I can gain some right now.
Yeah, it's true. So you're gonna make a. So Sally Ride's gonna help here.
Okay.
This is
Who
gonna
can-
be
can someone
standard
roll for
science
Sam?
roll. So this is gonna
Sam
be.
can roll for Sally.
Yeah, do you want to roll for Sally, Sam?
Sally Ride.
Oh, Sam's like, what are you talking about? I was already ready.
Right.
Okay, so this
what?
is going to be difficulty. I'm sorry, difficulty 2, and this is going to be a sensor science roll, I believe. Let's double check here.
Is it reason science for Talon?
Yeah, it's reason science.
Woohoo.
All right. Yeah.
This is like your
Let me
big
live
roll.
in that world. Yeah.
So reason science, and this is going to be communications and con
Whoa.
for Sally Ride.
Ooh. I got 3 successes.
Ooh.
A crit, a beautiful crit.
Now there's your 1 momentum. How'd
Yeah.
Sally
Crit
do?
Sally.
What's that?
Crit from Sally on a 3.
Crit from Sally.
Wow.
All right.
So we got 3 momentum.
So generate some momentum
Wow.
there.
Good rolling.
Yay.
I guess the way is not shut.
All right, I have to tell Sax to
You're giving him threat. Don't do
Yeah.
Yeah.
So bad. You mean bad puns get him threat? That's not good.
Transmission source is unknown, but it is in fact a transmission seemingly from. Let's put it this way: what your scans reveal is that it is Klingon in nature,
Okay.
and that it's encrypted.
Ooh.
It also seems like it was meant for you.
Ooh.
The USS Sally Ride.
Ooh. Okay. Captain, bridge to Captain Martinez.
Martinez here.
We are receiving a message. I think you may want to review this message in your ready room.
I'm on my way.
I will meet you there. And I relay it to his ready room.
All right. We'll cut to the ready room.
Sit down in front of my little Apple II.
Your little Apple
Ready
IIe.
Ready to.
Swivel this huge monitor around. So yeah, you swivel around the desk computer and you see indeed it is an encrypted transmission. There is no obvious key to decrypt it.
But it was Klingon in nature.
It's the source of it it carries the stamp of Klingon's communications, but you're not sure what the source is. But it is intended for the Sally Ride, judging by how the message is repeating and the strength of the signal, and that it's directed specifically at the Sally Ride.
And do we know its origin?
There's no. You're able to trace it to a subspace relay, but if you want to know information, you're going to have to burn some momentum.
Wait, don't I get a...
You do.
Oh, no, I didn't spend a momentum on that. Wait.
But as a science officer, don't you get one for free?
Yes, I do.
Yes, you do.
That's the question.
So the question is, okay, so
was
you want to
the
know
last
what the source of the transmission is?
Was that the last thing you asked? Yes.
Okay. After you manage to trace it back to a third subspace relay, the fourth is so far out of range you're not going to be able to find out where the fifth is, but it becomes apparent to you, Talon, that whoever sent it is trying to hide where it's coming from. They're bouncing it all over the damn place.
And there's no key to...
There's no obvious key, no.
Who on the ship has an expertise in decoding encrypted messages?
Captain
Ensign Sage?
Captain Ensign Lark Sage. I seem to remember that Ensign Lark Sage has a specialty in computers. We may be able to use her knowledge to encrypt this message.
Hang tight. Maybe she'll be able to help us right here in my ready room right now. Martinez to Ensign Sage.
Ensign Sage here, Captain.
Can you meet me in my ready room, please?
Sure. I'm on my way. And
Talon,
then I get up.
Talon, what do you make
Ensign
of
Hart
the
can take over.
Okay, Ensign Hart slides into the into the console chair.
The possibility of us consulting with our Klingon passenger, Kevin? What do you think about that?
Oh yeah, he speaks Klingon. That would be smart.
Well, so does Tristan.
Yeah,
Tristan actually speaks fluent Klingon.
Tristan's an expert in Klingon culture.
Yes,
ways of
Tristan
life.
is an expert in Klingon culture,
but not.
That's why he was assigned to the colony.
Encrypted messages. So
With our powers combined.
That's
though.
true.
I do not speak Klingon, but I'm assuming it's in English.
Right. That's
if it's to us.
The computer can translate any Klingon unless it's specifically encrypted into some other code. But yes,
yes,
absolutely.
Captain. If it comes to that, then I think that is a good plan. But we need to decrypt the message first.
Okay.
All right. So Sage, you walk into the ready room and find. We'll say Talon was there. Talon was there and sitting next to the desk, and.
Captain, how may I help you? Are you called for me?
Yeah.
I don't know if you need help. I'm
First
assuming.
of all, Linzada says thanks for the cream soda.
Is he okay?
He actually, I was going to bring this up in a meeting later, but he turned in his comm badge. He said that he needed some time, and that he's going to stay on world for a while. I apologize to him that due to the circumstances, I wish that I could have brought him home sooner. But he's here, he's hanging in there, you know. So he says thanks for that. Secondly, Lieutenant Commander Talon found has received an encrypted message that we may need your help deciphering.
An encrypted message from where?
We do not have a specific point of origin, but it is Klingon in nature.
Somewhere from Klingon space.
I mean, I can give it a go.
Yeah, please.
Okay, I sit down at the console and...
See what you can do now. If you need more time, then we'll give you more time, but I just wanted to see what if you can crack your knuckles and see what your skills can do right now.
Cracking, Captain.
I was going to ask if I could assist, but I'm not sure I have a specific skill that could assist with her for this.
Conceivably, if you can rationalize how Talon would assist with decrypting this.
Almost like solving a puzzle.
How are you with mathematics?
Fairly good, just from Vulcan upbringing and science background.
I mean,
astrophysics is,
an extra pair of eyes never hurts.
The truth is Vulcans are incredibly good at decrypting things.
Oh, great. Well, then, can I just say because I have Vulcan knowledge?
I'll just say that the
heritage,
fact that you're a Vulcan would
okay.
be a good reason to assist, but also I would need you to tell me what skills you'd want to use and why.
Okay.
Why does it work?
Well, I do have exoanthropology, which you could extrapolate
Not in
messages, communications. Nope. Okay.
No, this is a military encrypted message.
Do you see anything on here?
You said military encrypted message?
That's right.
Yeah, it's military.
There's. Oh no, I see that. No, that doesn't. That makes sense.
So here's what I have: astrophysics, mythology, exoarchaeology,
Well, you don't even have to look at your focuses. You can just look at your skills and tell me. You can just look at your skills and your attribute and just tell me straight up. You know what? Talon's going to use this aspect of who they are to try to apply what they've learned to help decrypt this. Like maybe you can give Sage some pointers on, for example, patterns that you're spotting in a lot of the coding. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you're able to logistically sort of map out things because to be blunt, your advanced Vulcan mind is able to perceive things on a level that a lot of people don't see. You're able to see a grander picture.
Patterns thing, and also I'm noticing a mental discipline thing. So maybe it's to help focus in on certain patterns in that way.
Sort of offer a sort of guidance, so to speak.
Yeah.
All right. So go ahead and
control con, or
actually, this is going to be control security.
Oh shit! Really? Okay.
You want to spend a momentum to get an extra?
I would love that.
Die?
What's the difficulty, Eric?
Oh, I have the difficulty written down here. Oh my god, I prepared. What kind of weird new page am I turning in my GMing?
I think we should spend at least one though to get you the extra
Great. Yeah.
die.
So here's the way this works. This is an extended task.
Okay.
Dun, 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 dun.
That's
Has a
really
work
exciting.
track of 12.
Okay.
Whoa. Oh, I actually really love extended tasks.
Extended tasks are actually kind of fun.
They're very fun.
This is why I was
Okay.
asking
Of
Amy
12?
about it. Extended task is work track of 12. The magnitude is 3. The difficulty is 3.
I started to imagine the work track as one of those strength tests at a fair where you have to smack it down and hit the bell at the top.
Yeah.
And in this case, you work up slowly to the bell, but once you've hit it once, then every strike after that hits the bell.
Nice.
And the bell is
Yeah.
a breakthrough, and the number of breakthroughs that you need is your magnitude.
Oh,
I don't know if that helps anyone else, but
We're all
good.
carnies in
That's
Star
pretty good.
Trek. Let me get my hammer.
Not only Dr. Amy, but Teacher Amy.
I love it. I love
Sensei Amy.
that. Yes.
Actually, that would be Amy Sensei. Would be.
Let's
So,
swing that
so
mallet.
work track is 12,
Okay.
magnitude is 3, the difficulty is 3, and the resistance is 1.
Okay.
So,
And as someone assisting with this, how does that work then?
One die, and then
I
if
still
get a
just
success-
assist with one die. Okay, cool.
I'm letting you assist on this chest. So go ahead and make your roll.
And I'm
And what-
rolling.
What's that?
What am I rolling?
So what did you decide you were going to use? For the
Mental
patterns?
discipline / recognizing patterns.
So I will let you roll your reason
Reason?
and
Science.
no, not science.
Does my focus in computers apply?
What's that?
Does my focus in computers apply?
Yes.
Okay.
I will let your focus and computers apply here.
Beautiful.
Excellent.
And command.
Okay.
All right. Here we
Reason
go.
and command. Just just look at this as an opportunity for you to rationalize putting some more command points in
Okay.
Talon's character sheet eventually.
Oh.
All right. So tell me what you
no.
get.
Did you crit?
I critted.
Oh, great! I got one success. So
Okay,
we did
then
it.
that's good. So you got.
Wait, what is the
That was-
complication
Range.
range?
Well, the resistance is 1. So how many successes did you get total?
1, 2, 3.
So 3.
Resistance-
That's not going to do it because the difficulty is 3 and the resistance is 1. So you.
will that
actually-
take away from their successes or from the work that they're going to do?
I believe it takes away from the
We'll
successes.
do better next time. That was me just looking at it. So now the next roll, like,
Do you want to check that, Amy? My understanding was that it takes away from successes. You have to beat.
Oh,
you have
wait.
you have to beat the resistance before you can apply.
I have technical expertise, and so
Which-
whenever I attempt a task by the ship's computer or sensors, I can re-roll a d20. I'm using the computer,
That's true.
so I can re-roll.
Okay.
Yes, you can.
Let's see if we can get.
I got another success. So that's 4 successes.
That's 4.
Huh.
If
All right.
you check page 90, it does look like since you
But it
can
subtracts the work track?
difficulty, it's the work done.
The work done. Okay.
Which they haven't rolled for yet, but we'll have
Right.
to.
Okay. Cool.
Wait.
So then you will succeed.
So we succeeded.
Yeah. So well, then go ahead and gain because first of all, you beat it since you re-rolled that. You got
By
another
1.
success, getting 4. You're going
That's
to gain
right.
momentum.
Woo.
Back up to 3.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. So now you're going to take 2 challenge dice, which are the 6-sided. Mm-hmm. And you are using it's 2 challenge dice plus the discipline used, which
What's
was
your
security.
number? Discipline.
2.
Two more
So go-
dice.
2 more dice.
Oh, great.
And go ahead and make
My
a roll.
security's not very great.
And tell me how much work you get, and then we will subtract 1
What
from
is
it.
that? 1, 1, 1, 2, 3. So
Just
5.
Plain old 2.
Oh.
I'm afraid these
What?
are empty starfields.
Really? So they're not even 1? Oh wow, 2.
2 successes minus 1, so you fulfilled 1
Work track.
dot on the work track.
So only 11.
So you
Again,
watch-
this I just looked at it. So
Sage,
yeah.
your fingers play across the L cars for a second, and Talon leans in, and you watch as both your officers start getting a good look at this, and as the two of them kind of talk back and forth and work through this code, after you input one of the first keys to the decryption, Sage, you realize this is going to take a while.
I go get
This is
I
not
get
an
a cream soda.
This is
replicator.
Whoever encrypted this.
Yeah.
Really wanted to make sure the right people were looking at it, apparently, because this is a serious lockdown encryption. It's
Oh,
gonna
we
take a
got
spell.
this. We're gonna crack it. We just need give us a little time.
And you can spend momentum to juice it up in these ways, which might be helpful for us.
Ooh, yeah.
You
There's
hear
special momentum
beeping
spends for this.
at your door for the ready room.
Come in.
Shh. Door opens and you see Jib step into the room and say, "Captain, transporter room 2 is going down again for maintenance, just as you requested.
Kidding.
Okay.
Everything's working fine. There's no problems, but we're just making sure that there's... What are y'all doing? He interrupts himself.
And me and Sage are like...
We're like completely hyper-focused on it, yeah.
You guys watching one of those Earth movies?
Yes. No, Shiv, they're working on decrypting a message that we got from Klingon space.
Oh.
And judging by the size of that cream soda, this is going to take a while, so... Just give me 1 second. Can you guys work on that at your stations on the bridge? Do you want to do that, or
if you are not concerned with security of this message, then yes, we can do that. If you'd like us to be in a private location, then we can move elsewhere.
Why don't you stay here for the time being? Shiv, that stays in this room. How many transporters do we have working?
Oh, we've got transporter room 1 is working just fine.
Great. Okay. Yeah. Good. That's great. Was there anything else?
Nope, nothing else.
All right. Thank you.
Do we get to roll again, or no?
You step out, and as Jiv steps out, he kind of steps aside as Rue steps in. Rue stepping in with the duty reports. Standard issue. It's been pretty quiet. It is unusual to see everyone crowded around the console as you walk in, Rue. But there they all are as Jiv nods to you and says, Commander?
Jiv? It's none of my business. I'm on limited duties, but I did bring the duty report, sir.
Thank you, Commander. Thank you.
Awkward moment as Rue stands there in the doorway.
Anything else you need, sir?
Not currently, no, actually. If I think of something, I'll let you know. So
Yes, sir.
Just a little distracted, Commander. I saw Linzatis, what was it, a few hours ago, right?
Yeah. You had just gone off duty, now back on duty again.
I had just gone off duty, now back on duty. He resigned. He gave me his comm badge. And he said that he wanted to take some time on world. And, yeah, so I thought that you should know. I guess, did Jiv already leave?
Jiv is headed towards the turbo lift.
Yeah, I'll tell him later. Not important. Okay. Whatever. But, Commander, I just thought you should know. And, you know, I've just kind of been trying to check in with him as best I can. But that's the status of our friend who we saved. So.
Thank you for telling me, sir. Would you like me to talk to him, or?
I don't see how that could hurt. Yeah, if you can get through to him. But even if not, I don't think I was necessarily expecting to. You know, that's not what it's about. It's not about getting through to somebody, but really just maybe just checking in with them to see how they're doing. So, yeah, if you'd like, I think that'd be a good idea, Commander. Yeah.
Aye, sir.
Great.
Okay. Hector, just to catch you up too, while you were away, Commander Rue has essentially placed themselves on limited duty. Were you aware of that? I want to make sure that.
I watched the episode.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, you watch our show?
I'm the captain.
Yeah. Are you a fan?
Oh my god.
You guys are so good.
Did you send me the cream soda?
Oh, she was a Tomorrow fan.
Sam's so good. Sam's my
I
favorite.
assume this is why no one is bringing me in on this, because my control security is amazing, but no one's going to call me because I was like the weird decryption-y person.
Not to pull an Ivan, but how does that make Rue feel? Walking into that room and seeing everybody crowded around that console.
Is Commander Rue an expert at decrypting
I didn't know
things?
that. Yeah, I did not know that.
Dude, my control security is my power stat. That's what I use to shoot phasers.
They're the security guru.
That's right.
True.
Yeah.
I mean, if this was a con thing.
I'm on limited duties. No one's trusting me, so I'm just watching this. It's the best.
Hey, if you're on limited duty and you want to be on limited duty, that's fine. But I have no problem telling Commander Rue like what's going on.
You're captain.
By the way, Commander.
I mean, however, like, yeah, you're captain.
You can tell Rue what to do, basically. Yeah.
By the way, Commander, Lieutenant Commander Talon, Ensign Sage are working on decrypting something that we got from Klingon space. If you wanted to provide any assistance or take a look at it at all or not, it's whatever you want to do. But they're on it. They're obviously capable. But that's what they're working on right now. So just so you know, Commander.
Thank you, sir. If you would like me to work on it, I suppose I am at your orders, as always.
It's your call. You do what you think is right. That's how I captain around here. You do what you think is right, Commander. If you feel that you can contribute, by all means. But It's up to you. Now, if you excuse me, I'm gonna get back on the bridge. I'll leave you 3 to it. I'm gonna get back on the bridge and sit in my chair. So.
Martinez makes his way past Yuru, heads back to center chair.
Awkward and sitting.
Leaving you in the ready room with Talon and Sage.
I probably didn't even hear any of that.
We're so focused.
Just so.
Okay.
I'm going to, with my crutches a little louder than usual so they don't startle, walk up behind them.
All right. The unmistakable sound of Commander Rue coming up behind you guys.
Oh, Commander!
Clark's shoulder.
Okay.
Commander.
Rue, go ahead and make me a quick command. I'm going to say insight command check.
All right, cool. Let's do that.
Does that please you? The difficulty is 2.
Hi guys. I love you guys.
What'd you get?
Okay, thank you. Oh, I saw me reaching out for the momentum. I'm like, yeah, I need it.
Can.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's really bad.
Did you roll a complication?
Did you roll already?
They haven't rolled yet.
Oh, okay.
Did you roll a complication?
I don't think they
No, I
rolled.
haven't rolled yet. I just need
you haven't
the
rolled
momentum
yet.
to the extra die.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
I thought
okay.
it was like, oh.
I was like, oh yeah.
We're using a momentum so that you can get
An extra dice.
an extra die. Yeah.
Okay. So I did roll a complication.
We willed it.
Good times. All right.
I also rolled twice though.
So how many total successes?
That's 4 successes.
4 successes.
Wow. Wow, yeah.
So 2 more momentum.
So
This is gonna be great. Oh, this is great. This is a disaster.
I'm gonna bank those.
Oh, the
I'm
threat.
gonna bank threat.
Oh crap.
Okay. So Rue, you leaning in and looking at this code. This is definitely military code. And as you're glancing at it, you see embedded within some of the encryption locks is something that nobody else knew to look for. In fact, you may have missed it yourself if you hadn't been seeing the bigger picture. Being familiar with military encryption, which is part of some of the basic training, you had to learn how to do it in case of combat scenarios. You're pretty sure you see what could best be described as a breadcrumb or a signature, indicating that whoever sent this message, it was probably Kadok. You're seeing a lot of the telltale signs of transmission signatures that you see when you were talking to him on an encoded channel when you were setting up the whole rescue mission of Zadis. You're just seeing a little bit of references in some of the code.
Yeah.
All written in Klingon.
So when did Kadok send this?
Commander? We did
Yes.
not realize that this was from Kadok. Do you
No,
recognize
look at
this as
the code commenting right here. It's the same that we saw when we were attempting the first decrypt, back when we were going to go rescue Zadis.
When you give it a good look, Talon, you do spot it. It wasn't a connection you would have made before, but now you're beginning to realize it carries sort of the way the coding is written in. There's actually a pattern that forms. We'll just say it forms a very familiar wording in some of the encryptive keywords.
And that mission, I was like no part of, so I'm just kind of like,
You're like-
I don't remember any of the code. I wasn't
the
there.
Klingon that beamed off our bridge, that was cool.
Yeah, that was quick. Yeah, he was just there for like a
I'm
second.
very familiar with everything about talking with Kadok and that encryption because it was the target of an investigation for me for a while.
That's a question
Yeah, it really was.
we should wait. So if this is the same type of code or channel that he sent, does that mean Zazzert also has access to it because he has the this
It's
is
not
all
part of the same.
different.
Yeah, no. Kadok.
Just wanted to make sure.
There's a very high
good
probability this is Kadok, and it's very high probability he encrypted a message and sent it to Sally Ride secretly.
Right.
Is what you're getting.
Right.
I'm
If anyone wants to make any further checks or
Can
spend
we do
momentum,
another roll for the
Yeah, we can do that in a second. Yeah.
Okay. Spend momentum for more information.
Yeah.
Or
Did you want to spend any momentum for more information, Sam? Or are you good? Do you have any questions you'd like to ask?
I have plenty of questions. I think Rue would absolutely address this by trying to take a crack at it.
Okay, so you're gonna spend a momentum to ask a question, get more information.
Nah, Rue would take a crack at the code. I don't think Rue is questioning things.
Okay, so we'll get to that in a second. We're gonna cut down to engineering. With Jiv running a real, as he put it, pain in the ass maintenance cycle on transporter room 2.
Yes.
He's left you in charge of engineering while he's gone. The crew has actually gotten pretty handy. They've gotten pretty used to seeing you taking charge down here.
Yep.
As you're sort of running a maintenance cycle yourself, because if I remember correctly, one of the things you told me about your character is that Ren is deeply fascinated with the dilithium chamber.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah. So, running your standard, yeah.
Shiny.
I love you so much, dilithium crystal. Pressing your face against the engine.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Every time I get near it, you have to touch it, and then you just walk away. It's just
Feeling the heartbeat of the ship, so to speak.
Yeah.
You see it's a face that's slowly becoming familiar, but you see a civilian-dressed Bolian walk into engineering.
Excuse me.
He's just looking around and he stops. Just, hello?
Is this where you're supposed to be?
Not anymore.
Am I supposed to know who you are?
You were there when we
used to be the
rescued
chief
him.
engineer of the ship.
Oh, you just said a civilian.
He's dressed as a civilian.
You didn't say it was him. I would have recognized.
A vaguely familiar Bolian. You said you stayed away from him. So you're still becoming
I still
familiar.
know who he was. He's. I'd still
Roll that back.
Yeah.
No.
I still do exactly that. Now I know who I'm talking to.
Would there be any like hushed whispers from people in engineering like that's
probably.
A few people seem to be just going about their work and keeping their composure, but you see a few people say, "Hey, Len," as he's walking by. He's like, "Hey," but a few of them, after all this time, the Sally Ride has been you guys have had crew transfers coming in and out. So a bulk of the crew, especially the engineering staff, still knows him. But a lot of new crew members have taken over down here as well. So a few just continue doing their work, but they do give him looks. And when Ren starts going, "Excuse me," everyone starts to look like, "Oh, were we supposed to stop him?" Kind of like look like on their face. But you see a few of the crew members walk by and say, "Hey, Len." And then he just says,
I do that just less angrily. So, excuse me.
What's really familiar about him? What's really familiar about him is you are sensing that sort of deep. But something else, Ren, that's really clicking as he's walked into engineering is you feel a sense of relief coming from him. It's very, very easy to pick up.
Hence why I clearly was so rude to him.
But he just kind of folds his arms and he's looking around. Says, "Yeah, I'm sorry. I won't be in the way. I just thought I'd come down and see the place."
No, sorry, yeah. Take your time. Just don't touch anything. I mean, you can. Just
Are you Chief?
Chief, yeah. Mala Ren.
Mala Ren.
She holds out her hand, and immediately when you go to reach for it, she puts her hand as a fist again, and kind of.
When you do that, he goes, "Oh," and then he bumps fists. It looks good down here. Looks very orderly. Like it should, I suppose. Being a Starfleet vessel and all.
We've been sweeping up a lot more. There's been a lot of free time now.
That's good. Any modifications made?
Probably lots.
Oh my. Could I look?
Yeah. Come on. Yeah, I mean.
He walks over
Take
to
your time.
the console and says, "Do you want to? Maybe you should do this because I don't feel like it's my place to do that."
Yeah.
Just shh.
Sorry I was so rude before. I mean, I just,
Oh, I'm
you
oblivious.
you looked different.
Thank you. I
welcome.
mean, I think I'm oblivious. Like I don't really people. I've been insulted straight to my face, and sometimes I don't even know what's happening. I'm kind of. It's so you really don't have to apologize that much.
All right.
Yeah, I'm resilient that way. Bolian blood and all.
I bet you are.
Yeah. So yeah.
All right. Where do you want to peek first?
Oh, let's start with the heart. Was that the right thing to say? That looks like that was the right thing to say. Yeah, I'd like to see the heart if that's all right.
Good with me.
And the two of you just kind of crowd around the console as you sort of walking him through some of the updates you've made to the system. He's noticed.
Yeah, I gutted this, and oh, look at how shiny this was. It took me a month to shine this thing. It was gross when I got here.
He's smiling and kind of like you're actually seeing a little bit. I mean, for those of you, if any of the other crew members would hear, they would start looking at what was once the Linzatis you all knew. That sort of awkward Xander from Buffy type guy who was just in love with the engines of the ship. And he's kind of like smirking through it and a little bit of vitality coming back to him. You're feeling that relief come over him.
No, it's getting me juiced.
Yeah. It's like when you're telling a story you're really excited to tell and you notice the person that's listening is leaning in and listening. But at one point he stops and goes, what's with the phasers? It looks like they've updated them.
Yeah, that was a special design of mine. I can't believe you noticed. It's really subtle, but it tweaks it a lot.
Wow, I never thought I'd see an updated weapon system on the Sally Ride. Cool.
Thanks.
Have you heard that phrase? The captain's used it a few times.
It's still new. He talks. Sometimes I hear it. It's very overwhelming.
It's Earth slang. It's really interesting.
Slang. Got it. So what is it?
Are you reading my mind right now, out of curiosity?
Oh, no.
I've never met a Betazoid, so I mean, I'm just curious. I don't know how it works. I know how engines work. I don't know how mind reading works.
Got it. No. Well, I should. I can't.
Oh.
That
That must be a relief, I would imagine. Well, from a Bolian standpoint, that's a relief. I mean, I benefit from not knowing when people are insulting me. But if I could read minds, I'd know it before they'd say it. And then it'd be like...
And then you'd just be insulted faster.
Right, like warp insult.
Warp insult.
There's got to be a better phrase.
Yeah, warp insult.
It takes a moment for you to realize that there's actually a crewman that's been standing a few feet away with the report, waiting to hand it to you, and has just been waiting for this exchange to end.
And I just look at him. Do you have a better name?
I'm sorry?
Oh,
Chief?
sorry. Were you not part of... If you could read my mind and I insulted you really fast before I said it out loud, what would you call that? Insult lash.
Really mean?
Oh. Just give me the report.
He hands it to you and walks away, and Chief, Zadis just watches him go and goes, warp salts? Thanks for showing me this.
Yeah.
I don't want to get in the way. I know you're...
No, really. Take your time, and, yeah, just... Welcome back.
Can I show you something? Here, I'm going to show you this. Two things.
Two things?
Yeah. He kind of glances around and he just goes, I hope this is still here. And he walks past the warp core towards the back of the engine room, over where one of the ladders leads you up to the second floor. Stopping over by the ladder, he looks up and says, look at this. And he reaches down behind the ladder, and you see what looks like the outline of a junction port which is just another like conduit area for plasma to move through. He presses it down and goes, pops out. He pulls it out. He sets it down and he reaches up underneath. Goes, oh no, I think they took it. Yeah, I think they took it. Oh my god, I found it. Hold on. Let me pull it out. He reaches in and he pulls it out. And you see he's got something wrapped in like a velvet-looking cloth.
This is very weird and very cool.
It's like hidden treasure, I know. And he pulls open like the cloth. And as he pulls it open, you see shards of glass inside this little cloth. Look at that. It's from the champagne bottle they smashed when they commissioned the Sally Ride. I kept it in the ladder gangway here. I'm surprised it hasn't caught on fire. If Rue ever found out I did this. But I always thought it would be good luck.
Well, it hasn't caught fire yet, so it must be working.
Yeah.
Maybe we should put it in something safer, though.
No, well, yeah, maybe that's a good idea. But don't tell anybody. It's kind of like, it's a little bit of an engineer superstition of mine, but I like to pretend like no matter what happens, as long as this is on board the ship, we get home. And I could not stop thinking about this stupid pile of glass when I was gone. And I'm really happy it's still here. And he quickly just goes, anyway, you can put that in whatever you want to put it in, but I'll just put it back until you... And he slides it back into the conduit and latches it on and goes, yeah.
Secret safe with me.
Thanks. The other thing I was going to show you is where Courtney James was hiding her liquor stash.
Oh!
Yeah, but,
oh yeah, no, we found that a couple weeks ago.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
The commander didn't find out about it, did they? Commander's really big about not having alcohol. Sam is like pressed against the camera, just going like...
No one's been yelled at as far as I know.
Okay.
Should probably drink it all already.
She left that here for, it was part of her superstition. She made me promise not to tell anybody. She was a great sort of a assistant engineer down here. Like I'm sure you're a great assistant engineer to Jid.
Yeah. I feel bad for drinking it now.
No, don't. I mean,
should I put it back? I mean,
no.
I could go fill it with something else. I should probably do that.
Yeah, I hear there's a lot of cream soda on board.
Yeah. I could do that.
I'm gonna get back to my quarters, but this was fun. Thank you for showing me around.
Hey, if you got any more hiding places, just let me know.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few. Mostly in the Jeffries tubes. Nothing is cool, but... And try that Earth Sling, because it's a lot of fun.
Yep.
I never wanted to say it around Dr. Shishiros, because I thought maybe she would take offense.
Huh.
But then I thought about that for a while, and I was like, no, because cool would be good for an Andorian. So it might be even cooler to say cool around.
Cool. I'll try it.
Okay. Well, take care. It was nice meeting you, Chief.
Yeah.
He turns around and almost bumps into a crew member and says, yep, that's familiar. And he walks out of the engineering room.
Yeah.
And I need you...
Damn it, Kevin, watch where you're going.
Rue, yeah.
How many times have I told you?
Sorry, Chief.
Pulling momentum.
Okay, Rue, you're taking point on this roll.
Oh, so she's assisting?
I'm assisting.
You're going to assist?
Okay.
All right, so, Rue...
But we're pulling momentum for another dice for Rue.
Is this still part of the extended test?
Yes, this is still part of the extended task.
Got
Right,
it.
Rue.
Let's go.
So yeah, this will be a control security check.
Is it the same for me, or can I do control con now?
I'll let you do control con now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Knowing what you know about, and you can use your computer
I'm using my
focus.
computer
Yeah.
savvy. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I have a focus for this.
All right, so the difficulty is 3.
All right.
Tell me what you get.
One success for
One
me.
success from
And 4 from me.
4 successes.
Yes, 10, 10, and crit.
That's a breakthrough because you got 5
On one.
successes.
That's on the work.
Oh, on the work track. So go ahead and make your challenge dice roll. So you're
We're
gonna roll.
maxed out on
Oh, yeah.
Unless you want
No, we
to
have to.
spend, Sam, I don't know how easy it is for you to hear me, but if you, that momentum you just earned, you might want to spend it on some of the special extended task things, like piercing, which ignores up to 2 resistance for this task at the cost of 1 momentum.
You burn a momentum and you can ignore the resistance of the extended task.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do that.
That sounds like good.
Resistance is. Yeah, let's do
So
that.
you're gonna. So this is gonna be like doing damage here. So you're gonna roll your security plus 2 challenge die. So that's what, 7 for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm good at code, but anything military goes right over Lark's head.
So now you know. Now that you're hearing how many dice Sam rolls with challenge dice for damage, you now know what happens to people's faces when Rue encounters them.
Okay, so is it just effects?
No, effects. Actually, I don't think effects. Do effects come into play here? I think it's just the number.
It's counted as normal. Effects only come into play if you kind of declare it by favorable circumstances or someone has a talent that applies.
Yeah, just add it together then.
Okay, 8.
8, and you ignore the resistance, so that's a breakthrough.
Yep.
You get 1 breakthrough.
Is that what they rolled? Was that what you rolled?
8, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now we're down to
I
4?
Yeah. That's like crutch level dice, so I do okay.
2, 3.
That was just a lot of 2s.
So that means the work track is down to 4, correct?
No, down to 3.
3, you're right.
Yep.
And the base difficulty of the extended task is now reduced by 1.
That's
for
correct.
each
So it's now 2.
Good job.
Nice.
Rue seems to have a base understanding of military encryption because it takes just a few moments and they start going to work. Sage, you're able to pick up on the intricacies in instinct that Rue is navigating with, and you are seeing how incredibly clever and sometimes so simple that it escapes you the military encryption is. Some of this encryption style is so cleverly just it's like it's hiding in plain sight.
And I'm
kind of
making
stuff.
mental note to go back and look over, like, because being someone who, you know, loves puzzles and, like, you know, does this sometimes. Rue doesn't know.
I'm talking Lark through this as I work because
it's something
mentoring
that, like,
her is
Lark-
important, and I know that she
Okay.
has a
Yeah.
computer sort of interest, so I'm sort of talking out loud as I do this.
Okay, real quick before we continue this narrative, are we cool with pushing till 9 p.m. for break, or do we want to stop for a break now? Because it's 8:44.
I'm good, thank you for
Okay,
checking.
push on 9.
How are you doing, Talon?
I'm okay.
You good? All right.
So
So why don't we push forward for another 15 minutes, and then we'll take a break, 10-minute break?
You got it.
All right, cool.
Can do.
All right.
in my also Lark is keeping a mental note to go back and maybe because she's still constantly running checks on her personal computer and console, trying to in her quarters, trying to figure out who hacked into her computer. So she's making mental note as this is going on. Maybe like, okay, maybe this was something more military that she wasn't aware of.
Okay.
It's just, I don't know.
Okay.
That's just me.
You're
thinking out
looking
loud as a
for
character.
you're looking for traces or possibly something that
I'm
looks
like,
familiar with the way this is done.
Maybe that's why I couldn't catch it, was because it was like something military infused.
You are
where
seeing some similarities.
I might have to.
You are
trust
definitely
Rue
seeing
now.
some similarities.
On
Okay. Then what we're going to do now is we're going to have you guys. This is going to be. Oh, you know what though? 1 sec. All right, so you guys are moving forward. So we're going to roll again here in a minute.
Okay.
Let's cut down to science, or I'm sorry, medical. The doors to sickbay open, and Matazi comes in, and in his arm, helping him into the doorway, is Kven, who's got a little bit of a limp. And Matazi goes, Doctor, our Klingon friend here needs a little bit of help. And Kevin just goes,
Yes, hello.
hello. Matazi helps him sit down on one of the sick beds and says, yeah, I have your word. And Matazi says, I won't say a thing. And he moves off.
How are we today?
Fine. He lifts up his leg and says, I believe I have a fractured ankle.
Oh, that's no good. Let's take a look.
Yeah, I won't have you roll for it. This is a pretty straightforward thing. He's excellent at self-diagnosing. It is in fact a fractured ankle. His left ankle looks like it's been fractured in two places. Probably an impact fracture of some kind.
I'm not shooting Nurse Matazi a look because I know he's going to tell me if I need to know whatever it was.
Matazi doesn't say anything. Matazi, in fact, the Cation, standing at his full height, just kind of glances over and just as much of a facial expression, but you can see the whiskers twitch on Matazi's face as he's doing an excellent job of hiding his amusement. But he goes back to doing whatever he's doing on his tricorder, probably just pressing buttons, trying to look busy. But Kevin just says, I've never met a Cation before.
He's one of the most pleasant I've met.
It is a clean ship.
Thank you.
Please do not tell Tristan this happened. You give him that look. That he looks up at you, dark eyes underneath those thick Klingon brows, and he just says, he does not know.
That you are injured?
That I am injured.
And you do not wish him to know?
I do not wish him to know. You can fix it?
I certainly can.
Thank you.
Is there anything I need to know about the nature of this injury?
I can't walk on it.
I got that part.
He looks over at Matazi. Matazi just goes... He closes the tricorder and says, I seem to have forgotten my comm badge. And Matazi walks out of sickbay. You're alone. And he says, I hurt myself during activities.
That's not a source of threat with which I'm familiar. Can you narrow it down? I've seen people under rocks. I've seen people have a lot of intercourse. I've seen people lifting things they shouldn't have been lifting.
It was not intercourse.
Okay. Is this source of danger likely to recur? Is it something that I should look out for in other crew members?
No, just Tristan. Can you fix the ankle? Please?
I can, but if I need to fix Tristan's ankle, but I have to pretend I didn't fix your...
His ankle is fine.
Okay. Is his ankle in danger?
No.
Well, you know you're always welcome to share any medically relevant information with me, as long as you're traveling with us.
Thank you.
I hope you don't mind me saying I've met many Klingons in my time. I'm very fond of you. You remind me of home.
Home?
Andoria.
You have Klingons on Andoria?
No, but we have a certain directness that just always makes me a little more comfortable.
I'm convinced that so many Klingons view so poorly of Andorians because Andorians present a very familiar image. Another way of saying, you remind us of ourselves in many ways.
Well, that's why I like you.
Klingons also hate cold. Don't ask me why we were on that accursed planet.
Would be a problem. Yeah. Well, that directness and that boldness are qualities I value a lot. And if they ever cause you to want to tell me what you did to your ankle, I would have no objections.
Noted.
There we go.
Thank you. He gets down off the bed and immediately walks out. He almost walks out too fast for the doors and has to stop as they open, and then he steps out. Matazi outside going like this. Steps back in.
No one likes being here.
He closes the door and says, "They were mating, Doctor." And then he turns and walks over to the... It's relevant. Since you will see the injury again, no doubt.
Noted. I'll just describe that obliquely in my notes.
Klingons. I don't understand why they feel the need to be so... What's the word?
Adorable?
Violent, but okay. And he goes back to his work on the computer console, bringing up medical records and sliding his name into healthy. Cutting back to the bridge.
Just real quick, shout out to Dr. Shishiros for the most casual drop of the word intercourse I've ever seen in my life. So casual. Super casual.
I wasn't catch it. I was like, she didn't just say that.
Could be hiking,
She meant water skiing, right?
It's activities.
Yeah.
Back up, Sam. We're gonna have you make another roll.
All right.
It's been a few hours now.
Take a momentum for another dice for Sam.
Thank you.
And I will have one. Am I still assisting?
Was that any scene change that we need to be aware of?
Nope, not changing scenes. This is all sort of the same prolonged. I know that we've been kind of cutting all over the ship, but I'm gonna count this for the moment as the same sort of like
montage.
I was gonna say, yeah, the deep breath before the plunge kind of thing.
Right.
So
Right, the cut to commercial rule.
what's that?
When we cut to a commercial,
Yeah,
that's when we
because
lose
we're
momentum.
coming
We haven't cut to
up. We're
commercial
coming
yet.
up on the break, and I want to be dramatic for our audience.
All right.
They
Am
call
I
it the
still
Campbell
assisting?
cliffhanger. What's that?
Am I still assisting?
Yes.
Okay.
So it'll be the exact same roll as last time. Difficulty now is 2, though.
Okay.
I just crit.
Hey,
Okay, so you got a crit from your assist. That's looking good.
And 1, 2, 3, 4 from me.
Wow.
So 6
Four.
successes.
So we are
Subtracting 1 from
I'm
the
sorry,
resistance.
3 from me.
3 for you.
I have no here.
Wait, 3 successes?
Either way.
So 4.
Okay, so you still succeed. So go ahead and roll challenge dice.
Momentum.
So go ahead and roll the
No, 3.
challenge dice, because
We're at 5 total. Sam
Difficulty was 2. We
Yes.
got 4 successes. So.
got... No, Sam got...
Sam got 3 and you got 2.
Oh, that's right. I crit.
Yeah.
yeah.
But if
So-
you want to use one of these on the resistance
Yeah.
ignoring.
If
Let's
you
do
want to
that.
burn a momentum, you can ignore the resistance.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Would you like to do that, Sam? All right, cool. So go ahead and
That's
make your challenge dice roll, same as last time.
Yep, just made it.
Okay, what'd you get?
8.
We broke the code.
Yes.
Same numbers.
Yes.
Okay, so Talon, you're actually kind of impressed with the commander's knowledge. If
I'm impressed.
you're everyone's
I'm like, oh crap.
what's really great about this.
Y'all thought I couldn't books. Y'all thought I was just a jock. You thought I'd get in front of a computer and make a fool of myself. Well, guess what?
Even
Hey,
jocks
you know-
can Google, yo.
You speak military, okay?
So what's particularly fascinating about this is you're watching how Sage and Rue synergize here as they're bouncing around, leaping from code to code and taking it apart piece by piece until finally you see the entire screen just light up green, goes zzz, and it says decryption complete. And then you see the symbol of Klingon intelligence appear up in the upper left-hand corner, and Klingon written across the screen. It's a very brief message.
Should we call the captain?
It immediately translates into English, or Federation Common, I should say.
Yeah, get the captain in here now, Sage.
Yeah. Captain, this is Sage. You might want to come to the ready room when you get a moment.
That's assuming English is Federation
As in
Common.
right now.
On my way.
Rather arrogant of me to
I've always pictured everybody's just speaking their own thing, but
And
it's
the
all...
The universal translator kind of does whatever the hell it
So if
wants.
these ever go down, it'll just be...
know.
Oh my god, what do I do?
It's not very forward thinking to rely on the translator.
Okay, Martinez, you walk into your ready room and you see everyone's kind of stepped back a bit. Commander Rue leans up from the console as you see this thing is decrypting right before your eyes and wards form.
That took less time than I thought. Congratulations, everybody. I'm assuming you cracked the code?
Yes, Captain, it's
What have we
solved,
got?
but
Looking at the screen, you're all seeing it at the same time Martinez sees it. It reads, "War has come. You are cut off. You are being hunted. Die well. Your Klingon friend."
Well, I'm gonna have to call Starfleet about that one.
we can't.
There's
Our
a heavy silence that suddenly
communications
falls.
are jammed. We haven't been able to talk to them for weeks.
A heavy silence falls over the room for a second. You've had this message for about 3 hours.
Captain, what do we do?
We're gonna have to send some emergency transmissions to Starfleet to try to get some orders and relay this message.
Captain, the last we knew, as far as I know, we have been jammed. Our communications have been jammed.
I have an idea. What if we use the same relays that he used backwards and maybe try and get a message to him and maybe he could spread it to Starfleet?
That's a good idea. We're gonna do that. We're gonna try to get in touch with Kadak to see if we can.
Or an encrypted message? Somehow.
Captain, if this was from Kadak, and he says "die well," it seems as if he
It's
is
a bit
not
of a
intending
finality
help
to it,
us.
right? Yeah.
Yes. Would you agree, Commander Rue? What is your
His
assessment?
neck out for us to even get us this message to warn us. If
It is a warning.
he's seen receiving anything, that could compromise him when he has possibly, best case scenario, saved our lives.
By giving us this warning, he is giving us just that, a warning, not an offer for help. And it could, I agree, Commander Rue.
Okay, well, what if we didn't use the same relays to get a message to him, but what if we use that same idea that he did and just maybe we can disguise our message as a Klingon message and encrypt it enough to where it can, I don't know.
To the Federation? Potentially. In the meantime, Captain, I would like permission to immediately start scanning in the same way that we scanned for potentially cloaked vessels when we were on our rescue mission for the colony. I would like to start that process again on intervals.
And we have to run, not walk, for the Shackleton Expanse. I don't know how many Klingon ships can match our top speed, and we have to get there as soon as possible.
How far away
3
are we?
hours. Who knows who could already be after us?
I agree. All right, we're gonna do all of those things.
Okay, you guys take to the bridge.
Yeah.
We can get there, but because that could be possible if we sent an encrypted message and disguised it as a Klingon message to Starfleet, as if Starfleet was receiving a Klingon message, and then as they cracked it, they could tell that it was from us. I don't know.
Estimated at maximum warp, you guys are about 8 days away from the Federation neutral zone of the Shackleton Expanse.
8 days.
You have a week and 1 day and an entire empire that knows you're in its territory. And there is no more safety corridor. You are a gazelle in the dead center of a vast savanna surrounded by lions. And that is where we're going to go on our break.
No!
So we will be back in 10 minutes. So stay tuned, stay in chat. We got some giveaway codes coming up and some craziness in store for the rest of the episode tonight. So stay tuned and we'll see you back here in about 10 minutes. Ride just explodes.
So then
welcome
the
back,
rest of the
everybody.
show is Mirror
Then our
Universe.
brains explode.
That's the rest of the show. Is we're doing Mirror Universe
And now
next
the rest
week,
of the
guys.
show is, real quick, before we jump back into the game, I just want to let everybody know that tomorrow night we're having a very special episode, an RPG session. I am running Trail of Cthulhu tomorrow night.
So jealous.
Yeah. I'm running Trail of Cthulhu here in place of Talks Machina. They're taking the night off. So it'll be me, Whitney Moore, Becca Scotts, Rachel Jean Seeley, Eric Ishii, and Xander, of course.
Yay, Xander!
That's not a bad lineup.
Yeah, I know. Not too shabby.
Not too
yeah.
shabby.
Did I leave anybody out? Let's see. It's Becca, Erica, Whitney, Xander. I feel like I'm leaving somebody out.
You.
Blythe.
You said
Blythe.
Erica.
Blythe is going to be playing. Yeah.
And Cthulhu.
And of course, Cthulhu. Yes, it'll be taking place in the year 1917 in early winter in Europe during the Great War. And the women of the game are playing fighter pilots, Squadron 150, fighting on behalf of the English. And Xander is playing a reporter who's going to be covering them.
Oh my god, that's gonna be adorable.
And so, yeah.
I'm getting Wonder Woman vibes. I like it.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
All-women fighter squadron based in World War I. It's going to be a nice little 3-hour horror session for Halloween. So if you're staying in tomorrow night, come check us out here on Geek and Sundry. And if you miss it, it'll be up in VOD. So no big deal.
It's fun. Yeah, y'all were
I'm like, I'm not doing anything for
I'm not
Halloween.
going
If you feel like taking a break from Stranger Things, and if you do, you're crazy. But if you feel like taking a break from Stranger Things, check us out.
Too late.
If you guys have never done this before, also for trick-or-treaters, if you're staying home, and if you have them, to give out comic books.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Oh, that's so great.
It's a good way for me to get rid of old comics, and kids like it. turns out.
That's
Brilliant.
That's
amazing
rad.
idea.
So just give out single issues of comics.
I'm going to trick or treat at your place.
Yeah.
I'll be like, I'll just keep disguising
come
myself as
over.
a different kid.
Yeah,
I'm like, I get the
I've
whole
got
set.
a bunch of comics I give away, so yeah.
That's so cool.
But I live in an apartment complex and barely get.
That's right.
I'll still find you.
Movies in my day were called comic books. Actually, comic books were called movies these days. It's hard to say. But I've got a winner. I got a winner for. So congratulations, Violated Gorilla. You just won.
And also, are you okay?
Also,
Show us on the doll.
I know
where
it's a
the-
controversial, but like, make sure that you check in with the animal rights
Oh boy, screen names.
screen names.
Yeah. We're here for you.
But congratulations.
Congratulations.
We hope you enjoy your temporal agent pack for Star Trek Online. You know that this Shield of Tomorrow stats tracks every single time you snort laugh, right?
Wouldn't have it any other way.
What?
Yeah.
It should.
Anyway,
Two for
And
today.
I think with when other people snort too, because I've snort laughed a couple times and I noticed it's included
it kind
in
of
the count.
ticks
Oh,
up.
no.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they did that for the one night only though. There was quite a few in there because we were laughing so much. So.
What I really want to challenge Shield of Tomorrow stats to do is try to clock how much time Gina spends with her eyes completely wide in shock or surprise.
Aww.
Like
this?
Shock
Yeah.
face.
How many happy expressions does Gina DeVivo
We're scared.
emanate?
We're really nervous. We're really uncomfortable. We're just, smiling.
Can we?
Neutral.
What?
Can we shout out for those who might have missed it, what you guys did on Saturday that they can probably go back and watch in the archives if they're Alpha subscribers?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, we did a one night only episode on Alpha, where we got to chat a little bit about what's going on behind the scenes at Geek and Sundry, what the past year's been like, what we've been up to, and what's in store. And there's even a 10-minute clip of the next episode of Madness.
It's so cool.
It
was fun.
So, but yeah, that was pretty rad.
And
We
they
got to
had
be up there
candy.
with everybody. But yeah, we got to talk a little bit about the state of the Sundry, so to speak, and how we got where we are now, and what's going on, and what the plan is, kind of stuff. It was good. It was a lot of fun. We got to hang out with everybody and hear stories. It was good times. Ate a lot of candy corn.
Yep.
Lots of candy corn.
It's good stuff. All right, back to war.
Oh yeah, back to the whole. Oh my God.
Back to we're all gonna die.
Yeah.
Yeah, this kind of reminds me of that scene in TBD RPG where you all realized that there was like a raptor-like creature in the bushes hunting y'all. Nah, it's a pencil break.
I
What's
think
about to happen right now?
No.
You had that one.
I think if we are gonna go forward with the encrypted message thing, I would want Rue to do that with me. If we're gonna try an encrypted message.
So here's a
Encrypted
question
and
for you,
legit.
Sage. Have you told anybody that anybody left you that message?
No.
I didn't think so. So you're gonna try to pull Rue aside at some point to let them know?
Well, here's the thing. I'm gonna try and see how much they know about, like, if messages can, be sent to Sally Ride, and then I don't know. I haven't figured that part out right now. I'm worried about getting an encrypted message to Starfleet and disguising it as a Klingon message.
That makes sense.
That's what I was gonna do.
Considering you all just realized how much danger you're in.
Yes. We'll discuss that later. There are more important things. I mean, there's more important things than my mom.
Yes. I
want my mommy.
I mean, it's sad, but that's definitely true. There's more important things than all of our moms.
Yeah, I know.
We are at war.
Of course, I'm just saying.
Yeah, the crew of the Sally Ride is completely ignorant at this point as to what's going on. But again, to borrow from an eerie moment in one of my favorite dinosaur movies, it is kind of like that scene in Jurassic Park where you realize the raptor fence has been torn open and you're out in the open and you are not alone out here. It's that same feeling that you guys have had. We're traveling along, it's been so quiet on the safety corridor. Now you can't help but wonder, how alone are you really out here? Especially because of how close those birds of prey got last time you had an encounter. Also because there's a lot of Klingons that knew exactly what your position was.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of Klingons that knew exactly where you were going. You guys were traveling on the safety corridor through Klingon space, which means there's a good chance that any Klingon who wants to come make a name for themselves knows exactly what the Sally Ride is.
Yeah, first thing we're doing, we're plotting a course to get away from this corridor of death.
I want a lot of things to happen in rapid succession. We got this message 3 hours ago. This is what I want to have happen immediately. Captain Martinez is going to stand up and head to his chair on the bridge. And my first question is, how much of sending encrypted messages and looking at subspace channels can we do with our shields up? Or none at all? All of it with our shields up.
Absolutely.
So we're going full red alert.
Red alert.
Red alert.
Second thing I want to do is I want somebody or a team to be put on trying to send out a decoy with our coordinates to stay on the straight and narrow, and we're cutting through Klingon space.
Almost like a probe.
A probe that has our same signature if possible.
Yeah.
As a decoy, while we try to.
I was about to say.
Try to mask our signal. Good.
I think that's a Ren and Jiv project.
Next, Ensign, I need a course plotted to the Shackleton Expanse.
Already done.
Through this Klingon space, and we're going maximum warp.
So here's the question then. What is your course? Are you going to remain on the course you are and just increase speed?
I want the decoy to remain on the course.
I see.
With sending out a signal of, we're the USS Sally Ride.
So the decoy will eventually come to, like, it. Let me put it this way. It'll be tricky because the decoy will not be able to travel at warp. It will...
Go at impulse power?
If you're going to leave the decoy behind, it would basically be a probe.
Mm-hmm.
What you could do is launch a probe. Some probes, like some of the higher level probes, can travel at warp speed for a limited amount of time. But for the most part, it's warp 1 top.
It's fine. Then we'll do that.
But it's very limited. They're mostly, long range probes are mostly designed just for like shooting across a system, or to a system rather. But for the most part, I guess what it'll probably do is it'll come down to the roll.
Okay.
And how well you're able to create like essentially a bluff.
Thankfully, this ship is full of really freaking smart people.
Mm-hmm.
I have faith that we're going to be able to pull this off. Even if it's warp 1, that's fine. But they're going to stay on the straight and narrow, and we're going to bank off and cut through Klingon space to get to the Shackleton Expanse. Not necessarily faster, but just to get there, going off of the path that we've been assigned to travel. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay.
It does indeed. Give me 1 second.
Then after that, I want the teams that were sort of set up, Ensign Sage, Commander Rue, to work on sending an encoded message to Starfleet. And then on top of that, I just want to get a confirmation that war has in fact been declared from looking at subspace channels. If we can't get a confirmation from Starfleet, fine. Then I want something from Klingon space, something from
maybe we can
the edge of Klingon
intercept
space, intercept some confirmation, so whatever, I just want to be clicking through the channels. I want to look to see what the news channels are saying right now.
All right. That is a solid series of orders, Captain.
For the launching a probe, I can also help with that. That's one of my tasks that I'm able to do.
Okay. I'm just doing a quick check. And it doesn't look like probes actually have the capacity to reach warp speed.
Okay. That sounds great.
But
The shuttles?
what's that?
Shuttle, yeah.
Shuttles?
Ooh, we could.
Yes.
Can we
Yeah.
rig a shuttle to be sending out the same signal that the USS Sally Ride would be? Whatever that signal can be. Something that's trackable to attach that
Almost
to a
like-
shuttle as a decoy.
That's a tall order. I would say that's going to come down to the roll.
Okay.
Is the probe? Can we put it in the shuttle?
Is there any precedent for that? Has anybody in Starfleet ever done that?
Done
Not
what?
to the extent
Decoy-
that you're trying.
decoy
You're trying
shuttle?
to mimic.
Yes.
You're trying to mimic an Intrepid class starship at warp in a shuttlecraft. It's not impossible because it's Star Trek. So,
the probe in the
but
shuttle?
it's not going to be easy.
Ooh, what if we did it almost like programming like a holodeck program, but like just almost like a holodeck program, but only if you were scanning it. You know what I mean? Like because if they're like obviously we can't make a hologram ship.
Right.
That's impossible. But what if we like made the signature?
No, that's not impossible.
Well,
But
you know what I mean?
wouldn't.
I feel like it would
be
take a
able
lot of
to-
hours.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to. It would not survive. It would
Yeah.
have to be within the vicinity of the
Exactly.
Sally Ride.
So what I'm trying to say is like have like some kind of holographic, almost like device within the shuttle that would send out almost like a pretend.
What you could do,
Wait,
I see what you're
words.
getting at.
Yeah,
what you
yeah,
could do is you wouldn't be able to do something like that visually.
Yeah, but it would
modifying
mimic
a
a
probe.
scan. Like if
Exactly.
they scanned it, then it would be like
Absolutely.
almost like a program, like a hologram program.
Yep. Absolutely.
I want a Klingon to be scanning for space, to get a ping and think they have the USS Sally Ride, approach on this signal and go, "It's a decoy, Captain." That's what I want. So whatever we have to do to get that done.
Okay.
And can I suggest too, if we know we're being hunted,
Now you
so
do,
I
yeah.
think to make this probe or shuttle, whatever we decide to do, make this decoy seem realistic, we might need to also not have it just go in a straight line. Like I'm here, like
The rest of the Klingons don't know that we know.
That we've
Yeah,
They
but
know. They don't know that we know that they know.
I know.
They don't know.
I know, but I still feel like it might help.
We're gonna do both.
Yeah, I
Lieutenant
don't know. I
Commander
think it
Talon,
would
we're
help
gonna do
to
both.
do that.
We are gonna set a decoy
To buy us more
shuttle,
time,
whatever,
we need them
to-
to believe as long as possible that we're actually on this little decoy. And if
Mm-hmm.
it's just in a straight line, like blasting the same message, they're gonna. I think they'll see through that more quickly.
You can download the full corridor course onto the probe, and it can
That's what I want to do.
navigate point by
Yeah.
point.
We could put the course that we were already set for
That's what's
into the shuttle.
Not
Exactly.
literally a straight line,
Just slower.
but the Klingon path,
Yeah.
the peaceful path to assign a decoy to do that, to just buy us some time. As soon as we either get confirmation that that thing's been blown up, the Klingons are onto us, they know that we're trying to get through Klingon space in 8 days, then we'll send out another decoy
And
with
what-
another diverting path, whatever we have
Okay,
to
but
do.
if we're using a decoy, remember if we're using the shuttle especially, we only have 2 shuttles. We can't use our only shuttles.
I know.
But keep in mind too that if you do use a shuttle and you are able to use the probe inside of, if you're able to load a probe inside the shuttle, now you've got something that can go warp.
Yeah, exactly. But we have 4 shuttlecrafts, is that right? No. Is that right?
We have
Yeah, I have
3
4
Shuttlecraft Federation plus 1 Arrow Wing plus 2 Orion dump shuttles.
Right. Well, we have 1. I crashed the last one.
Right,
Whoopsie
one.
doodle.
We don't.
I don't know whether we were able to recover that, were we?
Nope,
No.
that's jammed in the ice.
It's completely encased.
Somebody's Azarit.
Also, keep in mind there's a shuttle that you guys have that's housing
Grand
Ginny.
Shuttle.
Yeah.
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 Well, we would definitely not use that one. That one's
That's a
already.
separate one.
Oh, okay, you're not counting it. Okay.
And that's the Orion one. We're not counting that one.
That's the Orion shuttle. That
Right.
is the greenhouse.
What was Sam saying?
Sam was saying what everyone else is saying, that was the Orion shuttle, and it's already been counted.
So
Okay.
we have. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, people.
All right.
Let's get to work. Everybody knows what they're doing, right?
No.
We'll start with Gina.
All 10s.
Yeah.
All right.
So Ren, you've been giving.
Making them say it's a decoy captain on it.
So just so I understand you correctly, you're going to load a probe into a shuttlecraft and set it to autopilot, engage at warp 1, and use that as a decoy.
Max
Correct?
warp? Max warp, I thought. Or just
Not
below
max
it?
warp.
What are we
What-
what are we
what
warping at?
warp-
Whatever
Very
warp we're
traveling.
at right now.
Or whatever. Well, there's no way a shuttlecraft can travel as fast as you guys are traveling right now. You
What
guys
can
are
the
at
shuttle
warp
do?
7
What's
right
the
now.
max the shuttle can do?
What's that?
What's the max the shuttle can do?
This shuttlecraft that you're about to load into, I believe, is 3.
Okay, and what have we been at right now?
You've been at warp 7. You guys have been holding steady at warp 7.
So we have to downgrade to warp 3. That's fine.
Yeah.
But I want a probe with the USS Sally Ride beacon signal, load it into a shuttle that's going warp 3 with the same coordinates as the safety corridor that we've been given through Klingon space. Make it happen, Chief Wren.
I want to assist because I have a focus in small
20
craft.
minutes, sir.
You've got 10.
But I feel like
I'm kidding. You've got like 20 minutes.
I should probably.
That's still already pretty impressive.
Okay.
Okay.
I want
Are we
to.
still doing the...
We're gonna start on your end of the table.
That's fine. Are we still doing the holograph scan part of it?
It's just basically a detailed
Like a
version of what you're
program.
trying to pull off.
Cool.
Yeah, you're trying to fool the sensors into thinking there's an Intrepid.
The captain might need you for the piloting.
I know. I have a focus in
Yeah.
small craft. I want to help, but
You
I
can.
feel,
You can
yeah.
program the shuttle to follow an autopilot.
Yeah,
I'll do
take
that.
some of the tasks away.
I'll do that.
Yeah,
Okay.
because Ren is going to be programming
The probe
the probe.
to mimic.
Talon, you're probably going to also have to use your science abilities to fool the sensors, essentially.
It's time to.
I would really like to have it be like if the probe senses that something is scanning it, then it can try to hail, because that's what we would do. So I want it to do that kind of thing, so
Okay.
that it seems like we are on it.
Like different protocols of what we would
So in
do.
order to fool
We're
sensors,
going to leave an answering message.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
So in order to fool sensors, we're going to need Talon skills to create the probe that can respond the way Talon wants and actually ping out to make it look like a ship. We're going to need your skills, and in order to get the Sally Ride shuttle flying as it needs to fly on autopilot for as long as it can, we're going to need Sage's programming of the shuttle.
We're on it. Go team.
Yeah.
Go team science.
Team probes.
And
Team
that sounds
probe.
weird.
Ooh. Yeah.
I'm going to
Sorry.
head to the USS Sally Ride's recording booth where I'm going to start working
Yeah,
on my,
yes.
my message, my hailing message.
Yes, perfect.
Hello, this
You
is
should have
Captain
seen-
Rafael Martinez of the USS Sally Ride. We have lost communication with Starfleet. We have been given the go-ahead to travel to the Shackleton Expanse on this path. Who am I speaking with?
Who's gonna write the script for
That
this?
sounds great, Klingon Captain. If you can help us.
Yeah, there you go.
he's basically leaving the Ferris Bueller message.
I'm sick.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not
love
feeling
Oh, I'm
too
sorry.
well right now.
I'm
Can
having
we
some interference. Can you
request
repeat what you're saying?
Can we request that Tristan work with you on the
Yes.
Great.
with his Klingon
Yes.
anthropological
Inflection.
skills
Great.
and his counseling
Yes.
focus?
Yep. Perfect.
Oh gosh. All right.
So, Hector, one of the things that Talon can do is using, like as Bonnie suggested, using holographic technology. You don't even have to. You don't have to sit there and make variable recordings. You can actually make a holographic projection of Captain Rafael Martinez that will respond.
Ooh, you're getting mocapped.
Yeah.
And that's so you can load this all onto a shuttlecraft. But it is going to eat up a lot of power, and so it's again, this is all going to come down to a roll.
We got
It's
this
all going
team.
to come down to a roll.
Let's do it.
This is a
Right.
pretty clever
Yeah.
plan, though.
How are we gonna roll this?
So
Yeah.
there are a number of ways that Star Trek Adventures lets us do it, and it's a really cool system of using extended tasks and time tasks like this. But in this case, I like to think of this one as sort of a montage, so I'm going to go person by person and just have them roll.
Okay.
And then we'll see how much threat and momentum is accumulated and go from there.
Great.
So we're going to start with you guys in the shuttle bay. You're with Jiv, and you're next to one of the Federation class shuttles as he hits the communicator and goes, "All right, beam it in," and you see the blue glow as a probe beams into the shuttle bay, and the crew comes over and immediately starts loading repulsors underneath it, and it just hovers as they begin to load it into the shuttlecraft. And the moment you guys start loading this probe in, you see it about to happen the same time Jiv sees it, and both you are like, "Son of a," as the probe just, and he goes, "All right, you remove all the seats. I want the shuttle stripped. Everybody move it out. This thing is too big." He steps inside and he's like, "Give me that." And you watch as this must be very cathartic for Jiv, because he gets to take out his rage on these seats as you hear him swearing up a storm in Tellarite, as you've heard him before. And you watch a chair from the front of the shuttle just go hurtling out the
just
side of the shuttle, just roll across the floor as an instant kind of steps back.
He's Kylo Renning this.
Yeah, he's totally.
Yeah.
I was picturing Johnny Five. How every time he got in a car, for some reason, he threw a chair out the window and just drove away. But
I just imagine keep looking at all the people, and I'm just like, it's fine, just give it.
yeah, a few of the engineering team just nod and step behind the chief.
Yeah.
Which of the shuttles is this?
What's that?
Which of the shuttles is this?
Which shuttle is this?
Yeah, because I assume we're sending the Federation shuttles, and they all have names. Which one are we sending to its inevitable demise?
Which one are you guys gonna send?
Oh,
What
is
are their
this?
names?
Can we do the Missouri? Remember, wasn't that what from our lasers and feelings that we said we named one of our shuttles that? Is that
we did?
I don't
did
think
we?
Had these names on the ship sheet, and we already sent the poor Corsair away.
Yeah, poor
crash
Corsair.
a little. So if we're sending something to its inevitable demise, how do you all feel about sending the Ovocall?
The
which
oval
one?
call.
The which one?
The oval call.
Ovacall? Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. Great.
Okay.
Let's send that one.
All right.
The
I never liked
USS
that
oval call.
shuttle anyway.
Or rather, it's just the oval call. It says USS Sally Ride, and underneath it says oval call. All right. So let's start making some rolls. So here we go. So Jiv is going to make the first roll because he's got to get this freaking thing to fit inside the shuttle. Oops, got his character sheet right here. I was more prepared than I thought. All right. It's going to be okay. I'm going to set the difficulty to get this thing. All right, I'm going to set it at 2, but I'm going to increase the complication range.
Do you want another dice for?
That's up to you guys. I don't burn the momentum. Since he's an NPC, you guys decide.
You're right, but if we give him momentum and he rolls pretty high, we'll probably get it back.
Yeah, that's
this
true.
This is probably really good for him anyway.
All right.
It's probably him. So you have 3 dice now.
3 dice, here we go.
We're down to 4. Yeah.
Jiv did not disappoint.
Yay.
As I rolled 2 crits.
Yay!
We're maxed out at
We have a lot of good.
maxed out at momentum.
Actually,
What?
5. I'm gonna let his metallurgy focus apply here.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
So 5. He actually rolled 3 crits.
So his that shuttle has been
What?
like
he
mutilated.
rolled 3 crits.
Wow.
So we
Jiv
get back
rolls
in
3
time.
critical
Do we
successes.
have
So
an
what happened?
extra thingy for something?
Can
extra
he
momentum?
burn the extra momentum to create an advantage?
Yeah, sure.
Eh?
But he's an NPC, so what advantage would you like him to create?
It has to be logically related to what he's doing.
Yeah, it has to be related to what he's
gutting
doing.
it, right?
And it's literally, this is a narrative device that you can use that will give an advantage to what you're trying to accomplish. So, get creative here. What do you think?
He's gutting the shuttle.
He's gutting the inside of the shuttle
Make sure the
That's an
probe
advantage.
fits.
to ensure that the probe fits properly.
So.
Does he discover a way of connecting the probe to the shuttle that's going to like make the power strain easier or something?
Sure, we'll do that.
Yeah.
There's an
like that.
advantage.
Yeah, it lasts the
As
whole
he
way
pulls
through.
something out, wires come out, and he's like, "Oh yeah,
So why don't we say this?
MacGyver."
Jiv, have they placed the probe inside, Jiv,
He took out the life support systems because he realized nobody would actually
need
need
them.
them, and that
Yeah.
freed up a ton of both physical space and power.
why don't we do this?
Maybe.
Jiv decides, as Jiv is fiddling with they're setting this probe down inside the shuttlecraft, Jiv stops for a second and goes, oh, that's good. That's good. We're going to siphon energy from the probe into the life support system and recycle it through the warp core back into the probe. That should make this probe, that'll increase the power output of the signal and probably increase the lifespan of the probe by about 50, 60 years.
That should fool him.
So Sally Ride's gonna be going off in
So
that
60 years
direction.
from now, a Klingon's gonna be like, who are these people? Why are they still here?
Who's this Martinez hologram?
Why is he always calling out to us?
Really hoping this war isn't going to last that long.
Yeah. All right.
We also need to be aware that we need to take all like we should wipe the computers of any Starfleet.
Oh yeah. No,
Okay,
if you're gonna
good.
surrender a shuttlecraft to the Klingon Empire,
Okay, I just
Sensitive
wanted
materials.
to make sure that was
No,
clear that
don't
we,
even-
in case
yeah.
it gets captured that
I appreciate
they're
you
not
telling
like,
the GM
oh, look
that.
at all the
That's a good thing
Starfleet
to tell.
technology
You
we
know
have
what?
now.
Any tech in there we want to removed?
No, but we're going to add a bottle of blood wine in there just for good measure. Just as a way to say
An F-U.
it's not an FU. It's not an FU. It is a it is a hey guys, what the F? You don't have to hunt us down and kill us. Here's a bottle of blood wine.
I don't
That's
think
no,
Klingons
don't
are gonna
in a
blow
note
it up
attach it to
immediately.
the
Like a
line.
participation trophy. You tried. You did
No.
good.
Your princess is in another shuttle.
The note will read something along the lines of, that's 3, something along the lines of, We're sorry that this is happening. We consider the Klingon Empire allies.
Can you write a note on the
I'll write a note.
They're knowing the Klingons are probably gonna think it's like drugged or something. They're gonna be like, this is not right.
And
this is gonna come down to a roll.
This is only if they don't blow up the shuttle.
They're just gonna blow it up.
Yeah.
Because the thing is they're all absolutely correct, and Klingon would look at that as you saying,
that was so insulting.
Sorry you couldn't find us, but here, have a drink.
Here's a
unless
consolation
you roll
prize.
well enough, and then it'll what you want will communicate it
I'm
precisely.
talking to Tristan. I'm talking to Kevin.
Tristan's assistant.
You know what?
You know?
Captain's like, I know exactly what I'm doing with my time.
Yep.
I'm gonna write the most motherfucking Klingoniest letter ever written.
It is like, we understand you fight with honor, but this ship is full of innocent lives. And we were on a scientific and diplomatic mission.
It's like a guilt.
Yeah.
Nuke neck. Blood wine.
A note left from your mother-in-law, like that guilt, like, oh.
Passive-aggressive humans.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna cut to you standing in front of Kevin, who looks at Tristan and goes, "That won't work." I see what you're saying, Captain, but the Klingons don't see innocent people on board the ship.
I understand, but I'm trying to make an offer of peace.
Well,
has there ever been an incident in Klingon history where the Klingon leaders, or whoever was in charge at that time, was making a dishonorable move? And that Klingons that had to follow those orders knew this and understood this and possibly communicated it in some way. What was that way, Kevin? Help me find that way.
They would follow their orders and die.
Tristan, can you help me out here with Kevin? Come on.
Tristan says, well, historically speaking, if a Klingon feels like the orders are not being followed appropriately, or the one that's giving them are dishonorable, they'll fulfill their duty and then kill the person that forced them to cause the dishonor. And then they'll typically commit suicide.
Maybe it would help if I knew who declared war. Whether it was Starfleet or the Empire.
I guarantee you it was Gowron, you heard Kevin say. I have no doubt in my mind if there is a war, it would be because of the Chancellor.
Poor Kevin. He's just straight up bullshit.
Captain, there's an old saying that Klingons live by. There is nothing more honorable than victory. They will not see a ship filled with innocent people. They will see a trophy flying through space. A worthy battle, perhaps. I can't tell you if a hunt has been called. There is no negotiating with the Klingon hunter.
Well, there's another famous way of thinking from Earth. A famous athlete from sports a few centuries ago, Colin Kaepernick, talked about knowing when to stand your ground, knowing when to do the right thing, even when the odds were stacked against you, even when people didn't understand where you were coming from. Yes, this might be more difficult than I thought. There's a way to convey, that Gowron is doing something without honor, without insulting the entire Empire. I don't think there is one, is there, Kevin?
I don't think anyone's going to listen to you. If my people have returned to the old ways, they want battle more than anything.
It's really good blood wine, though.
I don't know what to tell you, Captain. Only that he looks over at Tristan kind of like, I can only say that Klingon warriors, all they want is to bring glory and honor to their house and to die with honor. This is an opportunity to do that. And many within the Empire took the Federation admonishment of the invasion of Cardassia personally.
Yeah, I got it. I'll apologize for denying them the honor of not being able to find us and kill us.
They would probably find that amusing.
Okay, I'll take amusing. I'd rather be amusing than dead. So let's go with that.
Tristan just says, it's a good angle.
Yeah, I'll go with that angle. All right. All right, a note. Okay.
Back to your activities, boys.
Dear Klingon Captain,
I'm sorry.
I am sorry I am
denied
not
you
here
the
to be
honor of
killed and
kill.
slaughtered.
Kevin, how's your ankle? The doctor told me that there was You good?
His face just goes completely stark. And Tristan goes, "What happened to your ankle?" And Kevin goes, "Nothing.
Oh, nothing.
Nothing happened to my
Oh,
ankle."
I'm sorry. I must have misheard something. It must have been
One to see Sam's reaction.
somebody else.
Everyone wants to lean over and see what Sam is reacting.
Dr. Shishiro, I must have misunderstood what Dr. Shishiro said. All right. Well, in any case, I'm glad you're okay.
She wouldn't have said anything.
Loose lips sink ships, Captain.
Doctor, patient.
Whoa.
Doctor, patient. Privacy.
All right. So you're going to compose that letter?
Yeah.
All right. So let's get a roll from you, Ren.
Yep.
So this... Whew, let's see.
You have to roll to write that note.
Ready.
I think this is going to be a control engineering check.
Okay.
And what
That's
focuses do you have here that could help?
I'm going to assume jury rigging.
Yes.
Cool.
You are using technological devices not for what they were
Never,
used for,
ever.
and sort of like linking them together. I would totally count that as jury rigging. Okay.
This is difficult.
Now, the difficulty on this is going to be pretty nasty. It's going to be 4.
Can I assist?
But I'm going to remove the complication range because of the advantage you created
Oh, great.
with Jiv. So there will be no complication range on this. It'll be a straight difficulty 4 check.
Okay.
Determination.
Let's get you a
I definitely want a momentum at least
yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sam
Can
has a
Jiv
suggestion-
assist
what-
or-
what-
Jiv is going to assist.
Okay.
Jiv is going to be assisting you.
Okay.
Sam is suggesting
Sam
that you
say?
might want to consider using your determination. I don't know, Sam, if this is what you meant, but there's one version where you spend it to get an automatic crit.
Oh. Heck yeah.
Okay.
Is one of your values apply here?
Yeah.
Several of them.
Several of them.
All of them?
All of them. We'll go with who needs instructions anyway.
Okay.
No one knows this. Let's do it.
So you automatically have 2 successes.
Automatically have 2 successes.
Yep.
So this is.
And I
here,
also.
that's your.
That's your
Thank
success.
you.
Yeah.
Did we remove one of the things? for
Yes.
three?
We did on
Okay.
this side. Yep. 2, yeah.
Okay.
Do you have any reroll things?
I need them.
Do you have like a cautious or a studious?
Do you have at least one
I have
success?
tech expertise, untapped potential.
Yes, actually.
What?
So you do have 1 success.
I have
Did
one
Jiv get a
success.
3, technically.
Jiv got a success.
Okay, so you're good. That's 4
3 from
successes.
you, 1 from Jiv.
You got 1 from
3
Jiv.
from you, 1 from Jiv.
Great.
I rolled a 13. That's Jiv did just fine.
Great.
Without that automatic, I will roll 1 success. That's
You
not
almost
great.
hit your focus.
Almost.
Okay, so you guys are hard at work reprogramming this probe and inserting a holographic sensor scrambling matrix that you two have basically jury-rigged together. This is going to take some time. But
Yeah.
as you and Jiv are working together, he's holding some tools in his mouth, and he just shakes his head, and he's like, "It actually isn't that hard, really. This is just kind of basic stuff. I don't know why we haven't thought of something like this before." Oh, that's why. And he just pulls out some circuitry, and he's like, "Here, hand me that."
Yeah, there's always too many damn wires in these
It's a
things.
probe. He takes the wires and starts plugging them in.
Exactly. Why do you need so many wires? That's
You
so
feel a shadow pass over you as you're kind of working and looking back. Jiv kind of looks up and Zadis is standing there.
Oh.
And he's like,
I just hand him a tool.
he takes the tool and says, "Where do you need me?"
Go where feels right.
I'll run diagnostics, make sure the warp core's still working properly. Messing around with the inside of a shuttle, you never know, right?
It's true.
He moves away and Jiv watches him go and goes, "He's gonna be all right." Talon, I need you to make a reason plus science check. Hey, Sally Ride, I need you to roll for me.
Yeah, like you need me to roll.
I need you to roll. You're not gonna like this. I need you to roll sensors.
I just have feelings.
I need you to roll sensors plus science. The difficulty is going to be reduced by 1.
Okay.
So the difficulty is going to be 4.
I'm digging.
Yes.
We are
Hello,
down,
Cloak Ship.
down to 4 momentum.
I'm spending 2 threat to raise the difficulty to 5.
Can I use my
Hello,
determination?
surprise.
Oh, do you want another dice? We could
I
spend
did.
2 momentum though to get
Oh,
you
to
4.
get a 4.
Or I guess you could use your determination.
I could do the auto crit thing.
Yeah, if you want.
And this is off of the value, right? Or
Yeah, what value are you tapping here?
Well, I don't know. Actually, I don't know if any of mine.
I don't think any of yours
May
would
not
actually
be the
apply
moment.
here.
There may be other moments in the very, very immediate future.
That's true. You might want to hold on to it
Yeah,
because you
okay.
might be able to do it. So
I'll hold
go ahead
on to
and
that.
Do you want it 4th dice?
Sally is assisting, of course.
It is 5
and it's reason
difficulty.
science, and there's what? Is there a complication range?
No.
Okay,
But it's difficulty 5.
no, it's 4, right?
No, he
Reduce.
cheated.
No, I just
raised-
spent threat to raise
raise
it to 5.
Did somebody think he cheated?
Also,
So
does
it
your,
started as 5, it went down to 4, and you
And
spent
then
to
I
put it back at 5.
yes, I counteracted. I basically countered Sally Ride's sensor system
Can I borrow
and
a
raised it
die?
back up to 5 again.
Thank you.
Diabolical.
That's my
you
favorite.
got
Yes.
this.
I'm kidding.
All right, tell me what you get.
Okay. You
We're
got
down
this.
You're down to 2 momentum.
Holy crap!
You don't see that reaction from Elisa very often.
Oh, wait,
Whoa.
I moved it. Okay. Holy shit. Okay. I got 2 crits, 2 1s. I got a 2, so if I can use a focus.
What are your focuses? Run them by me.
Oh, goodness, yeah, there's.
I should have these on hand.
I have them, I just don't.
I don't. I should have
Oh,
them,
oh,
so
you
I
should.
wouldn't have to like have you run through it.
I have astrophysics, mythology, exoarchaeology, exoanthropology, xenobiology, innovation with tools.
Nope.
What?
None of those are going to
We
apply.
gotta get you a sensors focus.
What?
What is this roll?
We gotta get a sensors focus for you.
Which you can
Remember
do
the goal.
after this game because we're going to have a spotlight leveling up
Yeah.
after this game.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Isn't this wait? Isn't innovation with tools? Wouldn't that be one? Because
You're not.
we are.
This is literally a sensor sweep, so it's not. You're not innovating with a tool. You're.
Oh, I'm not creating the holographic thing right now.
No, this is a sensor sweep because remember before this whole thing began, the first thing you said was when you got to the bridge, you wanted to run a sweep of this. You wanted to
Oh,
run a
I
sensor
thought
sweep.
I was in there. Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Got it.
So I'm just taking care of that first.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, then I have. I still have a lot.
You have a monster amount of
1,
successes.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6 successes.
Wow.
I'm not gonna
And
argue
how-
for
What
it.
about Sally?
Yep, I got one too.
So 7.
So 7.
Wow.
That
Yeah.
is. I
We got
could be
2
wrong,
momentum.
but I think for D20, like a task roll, I think that's the highest we've gotten so far, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think that's our highest roll we've had so far.
Wow.
Shield of Tomorrow stats.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah, Shield of Tomorrow stats will tell us.
Get it.
So, Talon, you're about to relieve yourself so you can go to the cargo bay and assume position over there to help put together this holographic sensor suite that would basically fool sensors. And as you're about to pull yourself away from the sensors, you pause and look back. For a brief moment, you detected the unmistakable trace of an ionic trail from a cloaked vessel coming from dead ahead. It's about you're guessing intercept course maybe in the next 3 hours.
Oh no.
Oh, that's plenty of time.
It was very brief, but Sally Ride's sensor suite, being what they are. Also, if
Captain
you
on
want
the
to,
bridge?
do you have any questions you want to ask?
Oh yes.
Always. So you guys are Starfleet officers, so y'all know shit.
Yeah.
So always burn or use because getting information is really going to make all the difference here. So you're going to go ahead and use your science position. What would you like to
Great.
ask?
I would like to know, are they in battle mode? Is there any way to know if they
There's
are?
no way to detect that.
Okay.
You caught them briefly. I will say that they are definitely traveling a warp though.
Straight for us.
Whatever they are. Do you have any other questions you want
Knowing
to ask
the
before we move on?
warp factor, which you could infer by the change in magnitude of the vector, could help us have a hint about what kind of ship it is. The smaller ones can't hit as high a warp factor.
Actually, if you already have a catalog of detecting the onset of a cloaked Klingon vessel, so if that's a question you want to ask, we can answer that right now.
Yes.
Chances are, because you were able to detect it at all, chances are it's an old school Brel bird of prey, just like the ones you encountered at Kansas. And if they're beelining for you, it's pretty obvious what their intentions are. But you caught them briefly.
So we gotta.
And just so you know, just to give you some context here, detecting a cloaked vessel at warp the way you just did is astounding. The Sally Ride's deflector dish and sensor suite, along with your command of the sensor computer, it's really the fact that you were able to detect it, Talon. Once again, you are Bach at the piano.
Bach is, of course, a really famous Klingon pianist.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
Bach.
I immediately just call the captain.
What do you have for me, Lieutenant Commander?
Did Bach play piano? Just kidding. Sorry. I should have said Beethoven, because that's a classic.
Oh. You probably did.
Bach did a ton of organ music.
Bach played a little bit of everything.
Probably, yeah.
He was a prodigy.
Yep.
Captain, I immediately got a signal. We have what is potentially a Klingon Burrell-class bird of prey approaching us with an arrival time of approximately 3 hours.
An intercept course. They're dead ahead. They're coming straight. They're in the path, essentially.
Okay. All right. Before you help the engineering team setting up this probe, which now I want done as soon as possible, can you do one last sensor sweep to just gain confirmation or any information from any subspace channels about what the state of the war, the declaration of the war is? Because we technically don't have any confirmation or any contact with Starfleet, right? Since that call of mine with the Admiral was cut off.
That's true.
A while back. So I just want to get basically not specific orders for the USS Sally Ride, but like, here's what's happening with the war. Like, I want that. So we have information.
Okay.
I think that was what you tasked me to, basically. You had me running a comms security thing, trying to get some kind of line.
Am I on the bridge right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm hearing this too.
Scratch that, Lieutenant Commander. Get down to engineering. Commander Rue's on it.
Okay.
And also,
I was going to say I could assist with that too, or whatever.
What do you guys want to do?
well, as soon as I hear
Now,
that,
let me do the comms thing because it's not the most mission critical. It's not what will be the difference between life and death. Where all of you are right now, very much is.
right. Well, what I was gonna suggest is, Captain, if Commander Rue can start working on the message that we need to send to Starfleet, if they can start, I'm not very good with words. If they can start actually putting it into words and starting the code, I can go down, program the shuttle, run back up, and see if we can get it to Starfleet before we release everything.
All right. Dismissed, Ensign. Head down to engineering.
Okay. Yes, Captain.
Okay.
Am I on the bridge?
Do you want to be on the bridge? Do you have a reason why you'd be on the bridge?
Sure. Did you have that conversation out loud?
Just now?
Yes.
Yeah, we did.
Captain, permission to ask a question?
Yeah, Doctor.
Can we hide?
Working on it.
Cool.
What do you mean, though? Elaborate.
Space anomalies, things with strange signatures, Talon will know.
A nebula, perhaps?
Something that could help mask our readings? Yeah, that's
We've
not a
been
bad
working
idea.
on building that decoy, but we haven't been able to spare the manpower to create a disguise for ourselves.
Yes.
We don't have cloaking the way that a Klingon ship does on this ship, but what we do have are incredible pilots that can chart us through to get to the Shackleton Expanse as soon as possible, and maybe through that can bounce around through some clouds, if
No
you will,
pressure.
on the way. Yeah. So
I'm not
that's
here.
great. So put a pin on that, Doc. That's a great idea. We're gonna get to that. We'll do that.
Yeah, and that could, question for the game master, is that something that I could assign a science department team to work on? Like get a star chart. Yeah, get a chart of any nebulas or other anomalies that we could potentially hide behind or around.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So I do that.
Okay, so you're going to assign a science crew.
Yep.
So I'm going to
Android
say, I'm going to say to the Sally Ride Auxiliary Crew Discord chat, you guys can go ahead and decide who on that science crew gets assigned. How many people do you want on that team?
I'd like 2 people on this.
2 people? Yeah. So Lieutenant Commander Talon is assigning 2 of you to this task.
Cool.
So
I believe we have someone who specializes in this type of thing. And I'm sorry, I can't remember who it is right now. But
that's okay. I don't have my list with me either. I've got all these papers.
And you guys get to pick.
But don't worry, I'm going to go ahead and... so what I'm going to do, though, is I actually have the stats here for the Sally Ride. So what we'll do is we'll do crew check here using the Sally Ride stats.
Great.
So Sally Ride is going to scan with her science team to try to find. I'm guessing you were saying like a nearby, like a briar patch, so to speak, somewhere they can, you guys can run and hide.
On the way to the Shackleton. I'm not trying to park on an asteroid. That's foolish. I don't want to be a sitting duck.
Yeah.
But on the way to the Shackleton Expanse.
Star Wars has taught us that that's a bad idea.
But an asteroid belt could be very helpful if I can navigate around it or through it, and
okay.
They might
And
be
once
too
we're
big.
into something like that, we can take a look at masking our own emission signature. Try to look like a Klingon civvy vessel. Anything to make it just a little less obvious. We just don't have time to do that while we're working on this decoy.
Exactly.
We have, I have we have two stellar cartographers.
I'm using the crew support stat on the Sally Ride.
Cool.
Yeah.
Great.
Which is actually pretty damn good.
Great.
Yeah.
There's like 4.
Yep. That's pretty good. Sally Ride's got a great. So.
Can I see the names?
Good crew.
So they roll a 1 and a 20.
Oh no! So one of them's asleep and one of them's awake.
Doofus and diligent over here.
One of them woke up and was like, "Oh,
It's like I'm not supposed to be on shift yet. When did we go to red alert? What's going on?
Normally, because now since if it was an action that I as the GM was taking on behalf of the crew, if it was a call that I was making, like for example, me running Jiv, if I decided I'm going to do this even though I haven't been told or I'm going to commit to this course of action, I don't incur threat or give you guys momentum.
But I assigned this.
But this was assigned by Lieutenant Commander, so this was an action technically committed by the crew of the USS Sally Ride, which means I'm giving myself a threat.
Understandable.
And you guys gain 2 momentum.
Ooh.
Okay.
Cool.
I'm sorry, 1 momentum. 1 momentum.
We are at 5.
Yeah. Because it's a difficulty 1 task.
Okay.
Yes. Along the way, you detect 2 very viable places that you could stash the Sally Ride if you were in trouble. One of them is designated Nebula 78113, which is a Mutara class nebula.
I'm the worst. Okay.
What was the last sentence you just said?
It is a Mutara class nebula.
78113.
78113. Mutara class nebula. This, I'll go ahead and give you your first piece of information, Talon, since you're science.
Thank you.
The benefit here is that if you're caught in a game of cat and mouse, Sally Ride's sensors are going to have an edge. Mutara class nebulas are notorious because shields and sensors and visuals do not function within the cloud.
Shields and sensors and visuals?
That's correct. However, the Sally Ride has an advanced sensor suite, so you guys actually would have a shot at occasionally, like, it's very likely that the Sally Ride would be able to get snapshots.
Okay.
As opposed, whereas a Klingon bird of prey would be
Blind.
Wrath of Khan. Blind is you would not be able to see. You would not be able to see the way you normally do.
3-dimensional space, baby. What's the second place?
The second place is an uncharted asteroid field.
Oh God.
Oh, real quick, Talon.
Yes.
Oh, actually, no. Nope. Sorry, I forgot. You didn't spend any more. I'm trying to break the habit of giving you too much information. Unless you're spending momentum. Unless you're spending momentum. Let me know if you are. But that's it for that one.
Let's see what you say here.
So asteroid field. Well, if I'm moving on, you're gonna have to roll again. So if you want to know, because if you want to know the information from this scan, you have to spend the momentum now. If you want to come back to it and learn more, you're gonna have to scan again.
Got
But
it.
you are still in the middle of telling us this information, right?
No, I'm moving on to the asteroid field because you haven't said you're spending momentum for more information.
Oh, for the
about-
nebula.
on
On
the nebula.
Oh.
Correct.
How do we? Yeah.
It's up to you.
I would like to.
Why not?
We're down
Okay.
to 4.
Um,
Tell us about the nebula.
okay, so
And you get 2 for 1 when you spend, right?
Yeah.
Is that not a thing? I get confused about your
Studious.
I believe you do. Studious lets you have it.
2 for 1. Yes. Yes. One more. You obtain. May ask 1 additional. Yeah. Yeah.
This Mutara nebula seems to be emitting low levels of radiation. Without shields functioning inside the nebula,
That's not good.
you would have 24 hours before the crew started exhibiting signs of radiation sickness, even with inoculation by Dr. Throlo Shasiros. And after 48 hours, exposure would be lethal. So if you go into silent running in the Mutara nebula, you've got a limited amount of time, but the odds would be in your favor.
I have another question.
What is it?
how far is this nebula from Shackleton Expanse? Because we are right now we're 8 hours from there, right?
8 days.
8 days.
Okay, how far is it between us and the Shackleton Expanse?
It's let's put it this way, by the time, it depends, let's see, if traveling A to B with the Klingon bird of prey traveling C, how many?
Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming with me on that one. That was good.
Let's put it this way. If you're going to hide, you're going to have to, this is on the way, this is you'd have to deviate in the next 45 minutes.
Oh, to head towards there.
To head towards it, which would take you off of the corridor path, but it would also hide you guys. But it is in the direction of the Shackleton Expanse. It's up ahead. But if to reach it in time before the bird of prey supposedly is going to arrive, you risk the chance of being... That's what I'm trying to say, is you risk the chance of being spotted by sensors if you don't do it within the next 45 minutes. You're going to have to make a decision pretty soon.
Okay.
The asteroid field, also along the way, and not that far from your current position, about the same tactical situation where you're going to have to decide within the next hour what your course heading is going to be if you want to run and hide. Here's the thing with the asteroid field. Judging from your scan, the asteroids in this particular field, the debris field covers half a light year. It's huge. Probably the debris of you. Are you smiling because I almost said massive?
No.
Okay.
Inside check.
The inside check. So it's probably the remains of a destroyed planetoid, or some other huge celestial event that took place eons ago. But the asteroid field is large enough that it covers a large expanse. And unfortunately, the gravitational pulls of these asteroids makes it so a lot of these asteroids are in motion still. It's not a stable, it's not a static asteroid field, which means piloting this is going to be difficult.
We could go to the nebula. That sounds lovely, guys. Radiation poison sounds great.
Yes.
Do we have the opportunity, do we have the option to spend... Wait, did you get 2 questions from Nebula or just 1?
2.
You got 2, right?
You got 2.
2 for 1?
Yeah.
Can we do that with asteroid field or no?
Yeah, you can do that with asteroid field.
Yeah, can we do it?
Well, I kind of had the
price
same
of one?
question with the Nebula, which we kind of got answered, but basically, like,
Distance.
how large is it? Yeah, like, if in the Nebula we're getting poisoned in 24 hours and dead in 48, how long would it take us to travel through it if we're hitting warp 8, 9, whatever? Would we be in danger?
The nebula would probably take you from one side of the nebula to the next. Would probably take about 2 days. And the asteroid field, you cannot travel at warp through the asteroid field.
Right.
That would be, however, the asteroid field is not emitting levels of radiation, I can say. Traveling at full impulse would be tricky.
But we'd be protected and guarded by...
You've got shields, but I mean, those...
But the point of the asteroid field is that you go in there to hide because Klingons are not going to be foolish enough...
Well, let's put it this way.
...to chase us.
The USS Sally Ride is an Intrepid-class starship. She has a secondary navigational deflector dish. So, Klingon birds of prey do not have one of those. Which means that a Klingon bird of prey runs the risk of being pulverized if it follows you into the asteroid field. And cloaking would be suicidal, because they would have no shields. And an asteroid would just clobber them. So...
okay, but I want to get to the Shackleton Expanse sooner.
Now, the asteroid field is half a light year across, so it's larger than the nebula. It's more like 3 to 4 days travel.
Oh my god.
But
Because we'd be at impulse.
What's that?
Because we'd be at impulse.
Yeah, at impulse. It depends on what speed you guys are traveling on, really. I mean, it's going to technically slow you down, but it guarantees you camouflage. But it's going to take some... It's
That's
gonna,
4 days of
it's gonna test
soda.
your navigational abilities of the Sally Ride in ways she's never been tested before.
And it adds those 4 days to the 8 we already were expecting.
No, because it should be on the way to the Shackleton Expanse.
It'll be on the way to
Both
the...
of these?
Let me put it this way. You're going to have more cover for a longer period of time in the asteroid belt or the asteroid field because of the size of it. But because you're traveling slower, you're probably adding a week to your journey.
A week. Oh, another week. So it's now 2 weeks.
So it's basically like This way you're laying real low, but you've got a longer time in which you stay hidden.
Yeah.
But there's also more. The danger is more relevant. It's not there's a lot of moving parts in the asteroid field, and a Klingon bird of prey would have to be pretty gutsy or stupid to follow you guys in.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay.
Bird of preys can cloak in the nebula too.
How's their radiation shielding relative to ours? Could they make it the full 24 hours?
Yeah.
If a bird of prey cloaks in the nebula, they're exposing themselves to the full brunt of the low levels of radiation, so they would not be able to stay cloaked very long. Typically, ships can't stay cloaked in nebula, but Mutara class nebula really only plays havoc with sensors and shields.
Okay.
And how are our shieldings on the Sally Ride? Would we be able to withstand 48 hours or no?
With the Sally Ride shields, you would be able to withstand 24 hours before the shields began to fail.
And then at 48, we're getting poisoned and dying.
And then at 48 hours, well, so at 48 hours, yeah, but you're not going to have shields. So the clock is running the moment you enter, because you're not going to have shields when you enter the Mutara Nebula, the Mutara class nebula. So the moment you enter the nebula, the clock starts.
It takes 2 days.
You'll have 2 days.
Why wouldn't we have shields?
And it takes 2 days to get across. What's that?
It affects shields.
The Mutara class nebula, right? There are no shields.
Man, what a conundrum.
Yep.
Well, I relay all of that to everyone.
So pick your poison.
Okay.
Or
senior officers.
Or your third option is to plant this probe and just fucking run for it.
Yeah.
Which that's literally rolling the dice too. That's any choice you guys make, it's going to be a hard 6. You're going to need a hard 6 on it.
Right.
I don't know what that means. I'm sorry.
It's a gambling term. It means you need to roll really well. You need to roll a 20.
I would like to disseminate this information to all of our senior staff, because I think this is something
So what we'll do is you guys are
I'm running down to engineering right now. So.
Yeah.
So what you'll do is everyone's gathered in engineering because no one wants to break the workflow. So senior staff has gathered around the shuttlecraft while Jiv is like cranking away on it. Rue, you step into the cargo bay as well. Everyone gathers around as you see.
I crawl out of inside of the shuttle guts.
I see Zadis
the stress is starting to show on both Jiv and Ren. They've been working nonstop in a high stress situation, and they stop only for a brief minute to hear what you have to say, Talon, as you relay all of this information.
I said what I said. You heard it. Those are the options.
Jiv, Chief Ren, give me a time estimate for how long you think this is going to take. Because we have to make a decision in 45 minutes to an hour.
How long?
Yes.
How long?
45 minutes to an hour. We might have to make a decision about which course we're going to take. Give me the most realistic, conservative estimate for how long the probe decoy task is going to take.
Jiv just goes, friggin' turns around and he kicks the shuttlecraft. And he stops and he goes, well, it'll have to be faster than 45 minutes. We were estimating an hour and a half. Let's see what we can do.
I immediately go to the console and start programming flight paths just to get that out of the way. We're
going to do that roll in a second, because that was one of your orders. So we'll definitely get to that. Lark, you're going to have to do some math here on this one.
Okay.
There's a lot of space out there.
Yeah.
You're basically trying to guesstimate, like, what is the path of least resistance? Where would the Klingons least look for you?
It's a magic trick.
And how do you double?
No, I'm talking about the shuttle. I'm programming the shuttle's path right now.
Oh, the shuttle's path is just straight ahead. That's easy. But I thought didn't you also want Lark to actually plot a course off of the path to get you guys?
After the shuttle path is
set.
I gotta do the shuttle first.
Okay, cool.
That's why I ran down to do it really fast.
If you want to do that right now, because that's actually not going to take too long.
What's the difficulty?
Difficulty here is going to be 2.
Okay.
But we haven't made a decision for which course we're going to take yet.
The shuttle, though.
This is just for the shuttlecraft, because
this is the shuttle's. This is our decoy path.
This is the decoy shuttle.
Okay.
So she's just rolling the autopilot check here.
Control con.
Control con.
And I'm assuming small craft or helm systems help with this.
All of those would help. So your focus is going to totally kick in. Difficulty is 2.
3 successes.
3 successes. Gaining momentum. It takes Lark about 10 minutes to bring up a quadrant map. Input.
Yeah.
You basically download some of the course trajectory of the Sally Ride into the computer system, remove all the unnecessary information, and set the shuttle. You'll be able to control it remotely until you lose sight of it.
Okay, I'm just gonna go. Okay, guys, this part's done. I'm running back upstairs. I'm running back up to the bridge to plot the next course.
Ensign, wait 1 second. We have to come to a decision here.
Oh, right.
We've got all the senior staff here, including our brilliant engineers. So we've got 2 options in front of us: an asteroid field or a nebula. Commander Rue.
Well, I'm not so far against the third option, sir. I think we're faster than pretty much all of them.
You know, we have a saying in my Mexican culture, my heritage, which goes like this: ¿Por qué no los dos? Which means, why not both? I want to obviously launch the decoy, but I think that our chances of hiding and surviving, frankly, are going to be increased if we use either the nebula or the asteroid field. But Commander Rue, you're saying third option is to just drop it and gun it.
The more time we're anywhere, the more Klingon vessels can potentially join the hunt, potentially converge on our situation. Now, don't get me wrong, if I had to choose between Scylla and Charybdis, I like the option that takes more time, that makes us unpredictable.
Okay.
There are a finite number of places you can infer someone will be if they're always sticking to warp 7, always sticking to warp 9. You go impulse through the asteroid belt, there's something to that, but bottom line, sir, is for something to fire on us long enough to kill us, it has to stay within firing range. And if we're faster than these vessels, then we may or may not get some blow-bys.
Just
but
a
we could get the Shackleton Expanse.
Clarification question: would the nebula take also longer than the regular 8 days that you said it was going to take if we shoot right to the Shackleton Expanse at warp 9?
No, you can travel at warp through the nebula.
Right, so it would be the same amount of time through the nebula, but after 2 days, we're dying.
We're dead.
At maximum warp, it'll take you 2 days to travel through the nebula.
We're
Gotcha.
dead.
Which is the amount of time to kill us.
Which is the
So
amount
it
of time
is
to kill you.
absolutely off the table to go straight through the nebula.
Right.
But you
Lieutenant
could maybe
Commander
cut a corner or something? I don't quite...
You hear suddenly go, silent running.
What?
You hear somebody say, silent running.
Silent running.
Who said that? Say it louder.
You hear a thudding noise as you're surprised to see the face of Lynn Zadis pull himself from the top of the shuttlecraft. He pulls himself up and he goes,
What was that, Lynn?
silent running. We can rig the Sally Ride to run silent. All we have to do is lower her power signature and she'll be harder to see on sensors. We've got the sensor suite to do it. All we can do is make the warp core go quiet. We can shut down all non-essential systems and coast through, or rather into the nebula. We're gonna have to have shields down anyway. We get about halfway through, then we kick warp up and just jump out of the nebula so we don't travel all the way through.
Okay, that's an option.
And that's enough to at least shake them from our path.
Okay.
And they won't see us leave the nebula.
Captain, we could also, as you said, from your Mexican heritage, that phrase, combined with Commander Rue's point of our speed, being able to outrun the Klingon vessels, why not do both? Why not make our heading straight away towards the Shackleton Expanse to safety? Why not send the probe towards the nebula? Or towards even the asteroid field, because they won't know that it's not us. That we might be sending them somewhere that takes them out of the way and gives us more. It would be a diversion.
Yes! Zadis just goes, yes, because if we run for silent running and then dodge their sensors, they're going to think that the smart thing to have done would be to run for the nebula.
Hide. Yes.
So that'll look much more convincing than just dropping a sensor probe.
That's a good idea.
I was good. Okay.
The probe into the asteroid belt. You can't go at warp in the asteroid belt anyway.
Right.
Well,
It would get destroyed too fast in the asteroid belt.
The probe, so the probe...
They aren't going to follow anyway. We're just sending for pointless hunting around there.
Jiv leans out of the shuttle and he pulls the thing out of his mouth and goes, if you send the probe in the asteroid, if you send a shuttlecraft in the asteroid field, it's just going to get pulverized. You won't have any control over it.
Could we... This is going to sound strange, because I've never tried to appear like I've completely failed at my job before, but could we plan the shuttle to blow up with our signature?
They would think we were destroyed.
That the USS Sally Ride would be pulverized in the asteroid field?
The probe. To make it look like the probe.
You
To
want
make
us
it look like the.
fake our death? Jiv just goes,
Yes.
I mean, I don't like it just because I don't... Sally Ride would never do that.
Well, here's the thing, though. If we
Just
made
saying.
it look like we were trying to escape, and if we programmed the shuttle to also, you know, I'm assuming you were already doing this, but to also show life signs on board and send it through the asteroid belt, if their sensors pick that up and see it destroyed, or even in the nebula, to where if we time it out where it gets into the nebula, and then after, I don't know, say 36 to 48 hours, we just kill the life sign program, they'll just assume we all died of radiation poisoning. Right? I guess they wouldn't be able to sense it, though, because there's no sensors in the...
Sally Ride would never do that, Jiv, but the asteroid field is unpredictable, and we are running... We're running with our tail between our legs, which is not honorable, which is something that the Klingon Empire would recognize as being cowardly and maybe deserving of death. We'd be making mistakes. We're scared. We're on the run. We would now know that they know that we know. And we're booking it.
Okay.
Brew is just
What if we
looking at
put-
Frollo like the day their kid graduated college.
Throllo's so far out on a limb right now. Throllo's other postings were star bases.
What if we put, like, a message on the shuttle, you know, to say, like, this is the Sally Ride, we come in peace, we're just trying to make it to the Shackleton Expanse, like, we know that there is war. That way they know that we know that there is war, and it'll also bring the ships to the shuttle. They don't know that we know right now. If they knew that we know, then the fact that we're leaving the corridor would make sense. Right now, us leaving the corridor makes no sense, because they don't know that we know, you know?
I know.
Yeah. Maybe?
So,
Yep.
we've reached a vital point in the planning phase where we're starting to talk in circles.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Because we're starting to second guess our plans.
Yep.
And then second guess the second guessing.
Yeah.
So we've reached the threshold of when I'm going to start incurring threat.
Okay.
Okay.
But I like it. I think we send the shuttle into the asteroid belt, and then if we can fly silent, if they can rig it up to where Sally goes quiet, we can course through.
So the decoy would also fake our deaths.
I'm going to make a executive decision here. We're going to skip out on the asteroid field only because it's a little too unpredictable. What I want to do is send the shuttle with the decoy at warp with the signal saying we're the USS Sally Ride, we know about the war, we're just trying to get to the Shackleton Expanse, and head into the nebula. Meanwhile, we are going to be traveling at maximum warp straight to the Shackleton Expanse. Hopefully with the Klingon warbird that was heading right towards us, they're going to either head into the nebula or forego that and bail from there. We will then set up the shuttle to 30 to 48 hours, boom, and that's our life
Detonate.
signal.
Zada says, now just so you know, if we're traveling at max warp, we won't be able to go low power.
What's the maximum warp we can go at low power?
If we're going to function at low power mode, Jiv just pipes in and he goes, we have to shut just about everything down.
Okay.
It'll make us hard to see on sensors, but it makes us so we can't go any faster than half impulse.
We're going to do that.
Half impulse.
Yeah, anything else would be detected. If you're trying to go silent, this is as close as we can get to cloaking technology, guys.
And
I mean,
how long is this trip at half impulse?
Well, we'd only probably want to use it to say, I don't know, what do you think? Just like, what do you think, Zadis? Zadis goes, I mean, you would only want to use this trick to avoid being spotted.
By that one Klingon warbird.
Or
but
by
we don't know
anybody
how
you
many are
spot.
out there.
It's
Cloaked.
mostly just, think of it like, and Jiv just goes, like running for the bushes when you spot somebody. Laying low, waiting for them to pass, and then you power back up and get the hell out. It's not something you want to do if you're trying to travel across country.
Then we'll be doing that for 4 hours, which by then will have been the time that the warbird will have intercepted us.
You know-
and hopefully they'll be intercepting the decoy that we're sending into the nebula. At 4 hours, we're going maximum warp.
It's worth telling you one more risk with that, Captain, just to keep in the back of your mind. If we get caught while we're powered down, that's bad.
Yeah. We're like a sitting duck. I almost feel
So,
like we need to go.
It'll be risky.
I just think we should even go quiet. I hate to say this because I'm gonna have to fly it, but in the asteroid belt.
Yeah, I agree with Ensign Sage. I say
We'll be quiet. I can fly through an asteroid belt at half impulse. That's the
We'll do
easy
that.
one.
Well, you mean remotely, though, right?
Yeah.
Shiv just goes, good.
Remotely.
Remotely?
Thought you were talking crazy there for a second.
What do you mean
remotely?
Well, are you talking about flying the shuttle through the asteroid?
No,
belt?
No, I'm talking about flying the Sally Ride.
Oh,
At
Sally
low power.
Ride. Jeez. Okay, sorry. I've got my mind on this thing. All right. He points to the probe.
Okay.
Sorry,
that's the
Send the
plan.
shuttle to the nebula. We sneak away, hide amongst. If we're gonna be dead in the water, I'd rather be behind a big boulder.
Agreed. So now the phrase is "Por qué no los tres?" That's what we're doing, everybody.
Wait. Jiv stops and says, "Wait a minute. Hold on. You're talking about powering the Sally Ride down in the asteroid field?
Yes.
Okay. Then why don't we just throw ourselves in front of a Klingon torpedo now? I mean, you're basically talking about
Oh, that's right. We lose our shields.
we would be pulverized. We would be destroyed. We'd run into the same problem.
No, we wouldn't, because we have
Oh no! Oh no! I need a shield.
a fantastic pilot,
I guess that's true.
So
and this is only for a few hours.
If we ever have to kick it up past half impulse, though, we risk getting spotted.
And we're talking about being in the asteroid field with no shields.
No
because
shields.
we're on low power and
We'd have no shields, half impulse. We'd have to power down all non-essential systems.
And that will be for 3 to 4 days.
No,
just long enough
just
to...
for 4 hours to avoid this Klingon warbird
And
that
then
was
we get
looking
out
for us,
of the
and then we
asteroid
get
field.
out in full warp, maximum warp.
Shiv, Zadis, they both turn and just look in your direction like, you think you can do that? And Shiv says,
I mean, I've flown through worse, but not without shields.
you've flown a starship through an asteroid field with no shields?
There's no program for this one.
You're moving a football field through a hailstorm of big rocks that want to kill you.
Captain, it's really risky.
I agree.
Sir? A notion. If there's more than just that one bird of prey that we happen not to spot, like happened on Candace 3, then there's no point waiting for this one bird to pass. If there are a bunch of them converging on our position, we're just going to want to bolt. So why don't we take one more sweep at the sensors? If we see more than one bird of prey coming toward us, we just gun it and we don't have to worry about flying Sally Ride through the asteroid belt. If it's just the one bird, wait for her to pass.
I feel if we took it through the asteroid, we wouldn't have to go to half impulse. If they followed the shuttle, we wouldn't have to
Power down.
power down because they're not going to come in there anyway. They're not following us in there.
Make the call, Captain.
But fully powered, we would be easier to spot. That was the point of powering
But
down.
but once we're in the asteroid belt, it should give us enough cover that they might not even pick us up, especially if they're following the shuttle.
Cover?
Make the call.
Yep.
It's on you, Martinez. What are you guys doing?
I think I can fly through it, Captain, but not
We're
without
going
a
into
shield.
the asteroid field. But I want the probe done first, and we're sending the probe into the nebula. 1, 2, 3, I don't care how many Klingon warbirds. We're sending this one probe into the nebula, and in the next 45 minutes to an hour, we're making the call to head over to the asteroid field. That's what we're doing.
All right.
I go back to the shuttle and then set the course for the nebula instead because
Okay.
I just redid everything.
Shiv looks at you, Ren, and says, all right, let's
So instead of 45 minutes, you guys have an hour now. An hour to get this probe done.
That's good. Right.
And everybody on the ship who can help you is going to be helping you.
Zadis goes back to the top of the shuttlecraft.
I am going to go and to the science lab and look at the trajectory of the asteroid belt and study it
Okay.
and try and lay out a course. Actually, I probably should try and get that message out to Starfleet too, huh? There's a lot to do.
There's a lot to do. We're going to have to pick that up next episode.
Yeah.
We're going to have to wrap this up.
What?
So next episode
Oh, holy crap.
will be, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
Let's go. Another
Time
3
flies.
hours.
Let's go. Okay, we've been here for 3.5 hours.
No, she's on that before I get back to the studio.
Yeah, no, I was all ready for you guys to get caught tonight, but
Caught.
not
Not on my watch.
had all my papers out ready for
We're
shift
too
combat
clever.
tonight. Let's see if you guys can avoid it. All right. So the Sally Ride has her course. You've got your plan. You're in hostile territory. An entire empire might be looking for you. You don't know. No communications with Starfleet. No communications with you. You haven't picked up any transmissions from the Klingon Empire. You guys are alone in a vast ocean with very few options.
Now can I transfer?
And
Yeah, we'll just jettison
whatever
you up.
happens, whatever course takes place here, one way or the other, in the next 24 hours, could change the Sally Ride forever.
And I think to myself, just real quick, if those theories about alternate realities are true, I wonder
what would be going on
Sally Ride
in a mirror universe. All right, guys, that'll close out for this episode tonight. Thank you so much. That was a good game, everybody, and thanks for everybody sticking with us tonight. Happy Halloween, everybody. Hope you have a safe Halloween out there. And tune in tomorrow if you want to catch Trail of Cthulhu, which will be on 7 p.m. Taking the place of Talks Machina.
And tweet us your Star Trek costumes.
Yeah, tweet Star Trek costumes. Awesome, yeah. All right then. Well, until next Monday night, we will see you then at 7 p.m. Until then, hailing frequencies are closed. Thanks for tuning in to Shield of Tomorrow. If you enjoyed this, be sure to like and subscribe for more videos. We'll be here every week with the ongoing adventures of the USS Sally Ride. New episodes air on Geek and Sundry Twitch and Alpha every Friday from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you'd like to see more, you can start your free 30-day trial on projectalpha.com.